Bro.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to episode 12 of No Rest Holds for the Weary here on Brave New Radio. For some reason, it's cold again. Can't escape the cold weather.
It's because we had a show.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the only
reason.
reason.
We're doing hot takes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, they were listening to us, the weather gods over there. My name is Dante Vacatoro. I'm here for some reason. We got Stephen Clark. We got Samori Rose, Jesse Norman, the Normals. Another special guest this week, Mr. Alec Roman's here.
Thank you for having me. This is exciting.
Yeah. Last week with Kevin Fritz was a train wreck, so you can only get better from here.
It can only go up. I'm going to tell first word I'm saying to Kevin, be like, look, I heard you were a train wreck. I had to do better.
Listen, it was a fun episode. I don't remember a damn thing we talked about.
Yeah, I kind of don't either.
It was a little crazy.
We did top fives, I think, of the draft. That's all I remember.
Last
week?
Yeah. It doesn't feel like it was last week.
Jeez.
This is our penultimate Thursday episode for the semester. We are on Sportsathon on Saturday. I know you probably listened to that little promo I played at the beginning, and you'll hear another one at the top of the hour. Sportsathon, 15 hours consecutively of live sports programming from 9 a.m. to midnight on Saturday, April 27th. If you're listening to this, you're invited. Come and listen. No Rest Holds has an hour. I don't remember which hour. I'll get back to you on that.
I think it's 3 to 4.
3 to 4. See, that's why they're here. Big week in the world of professional wrestling. Raw and SmackDown happened. Really cemented the stuff that happened with the shakeup the week prior. So we're going to get into that. We're going to talk about a little bit of NXT 205, and then it's the return of Hot Takes. Sounds good. How do you guys feel this morning?
Cold.
Yeah. I was going to say that.
I don't even think it was that. I didn't realize it was that cold, but hey.
It's like 40 out.
Yeah.
It's going to get hotter.
Yeah, but that's not the thing I'm worried about. I'm worried about waking up and it being cold. I don't care if it's warm later on.
That's okay.
I don't leave Hobart until 9 o'clock tonight. I don't care what the weather is during the day. I only care about it at like 6:30.
Did you finish your little bites already?
Yeah.
That was quick.
See now look, you're going to complain in the middle of the show that you don't have any more little bites.
Give
and you know it too.
The half-hour mark. Oh, man.
And I don't understand why I'm being attacked here, all right? I'm just trying to enjoy my breakfast of little bites and, Propel water, and I'm just being yelled at. All right. That's fine. I see what we're doing today.
Let's talk about Raw. Because Raw was good. I thought Raw was good.
Yeah.
Let's address the elephant in the room. It's the only thing I care about here. The Firefly Funhouse.
Oh, we're skipping. We're getting right into the.
We'll get
right
to
in.
the less important stuff as the hour
The
goes
less
on.
important.
Firefly Funhouse. Bray Wyatt has a new character, and he's Mr. Rogers, but demented. I love it.
Well, I love it. I love it, man. Oh.
I really like it. I think the only part I didn't like. Oh, I wasn't a fan until the gloves came out.
Oh,
Like,
the hurt heel.
I was kind of like freaked out. I was like, this is gonna be a knockoff Mr. Rogers, and it's gonna hurt my childhood in some way.
Yeah.
And then he put the hurt and the heel up, and I was like, oh no, he knows what he's doing
He knows.
in this character. It's not just like their take on a Hardy style character where it's just vignettes after vignette, and you have one match a year, I guess.
Then he brings the chainsaw.
Yeah.
And then goes in.
That's what got me. He's like that. He's like that guy. He was a very bad guy. Then, I was like, okay,
And then he decapitated himself, basically.
yeah. This is not very PG, but
No.
that's okay.
But have you guys seen the YouTube series "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared"?
I watched it
Yeah.
after you told
After
me
I told
to.
you,
Yeah.
it's the same thing basically.
Yeah, I've
right?
never watched it in
Yeah,
my
it
life.
looks like it.
Well, it's similar. It's very
It
similar.
looks it's very similar. It's like a kid show. It's very like it starts off very like kid based, like Blues Clues, stuff like that, and then
It gets dark.
out of nowhere, like it just gets super dark. Like there's like a notepad like telling Muppets to be creative or whatever, and then this one Muppet's like, I like the color green. It's like, shut up, no you don't. Green's not a good color to like. And then they like cut open a cake, but the cake has like blood in it. It's oh god, it's so weird.
Oh, like the Finn Balor blood and poured on him.
Oh god.
No, it looks way more realistic than the Finn Balor blood.
Yeah, we knew that was paint. That's okay though.
What kind of ceiling do you see for this character?
Well, first, I don't know if they're gonna go through it.
They're-
they're
let's
going-
assume they do.
I hope they do because
Yeah,
this is a little interesting. A little
Insane. Like,
It's good.
Yeah,
My question is, how does it translate to the ring?
yeah.
Because
I want him to wrestle differently.
yeah, and I also don't want him to be Festus, where he's like this nice character, and then all of a sudden the bell rings and he like gets angry or gets mad. I want him to like just be crazy. I would just want him to be crazy.
The ceiling would be another title run. The low point would be he goes back to same old Bray Wyatt.
I don't think he's coming back. He chainsawed the old Bray Wyatt.
Look, I'm saying the ceilings, then you got downstairs. So either we're gonna get the same old Bray Wyatt from
2013, 2014, or later.
the bad Bray Wyatt.
Oh.
16.
Yeah, like the bad Bray Wyatt, or we're gonna get something really interesting and give him a title run, see what he can do with it.
At least a mid card run. At least. He doesn't even need it with that.
No, he doesn't need a mid card run with this gimmick. I think you just put it right up. I think best case scenario, you keep him off TV. Like you keep doing vignettes. You don't let him wrestle until Money in the Bank. Put him in the Money in the Bank ladder match. Let him be like crazy and sadistic. Use a bunch of weapons, whatever he wants. Whatever, and then have him win.
Yeah, if there's one guy that could make this thing work, it's Bray, easily.
Yeah, I mean, I see the character going like it's top ceiling, definitely. Like you said, some more a main title run. Like get maybe not the Universal because I guess they're favoring that more as a serious belt now. That's the main title, but the WWE title is still pretty important to me, so I'd like to see him have it. But then also, I'd like to see him inside the ring be more like a sort of blend between like kind of this comical Big E style. And remember what Adam Rose used to be in the Indies, where he was this demented sociopath.
Like the Leo Kruger kind of thing. Yeah,
like serial killer. At the same time as being this happy, like laughing, dancing, skipping around the ring. And like you just said, Jesse, take out a weapon, beat the crap out of somebody with it. And, use kind of that hurt and heal dichotomy to his character. I think could be the only thing that sets him apart from other vignette characters we've seen in years prior.
Yeah, I want him on SmackDown pretty bad. I think he works on SmackDown. I also think there's better people for him to work with on SmackDown. I would love a Bray Wyatt Kofi.
I would love him and Daniel Bryan again. Just imagine the Daniel Bryan now with him.
Yeah,
Daniel Bryan joining.
Well, that's what I would love. I would love.
I don't think that would happen now.
No.
Have Bryan play the heel.
Yeah, I would also love, the Kofi storyline because there's so much you can play off of. Kofi's the fun-loving guy. Bray was like, oh, I love fun too. I love destroying people, and Kofi's like, "Oh, that's not my fun." And he's like, "Well, I don't understand your fun." And like, I think that would be a great feud.
I'm always a big fan of the YouTube views as a measure of success. Right now, Firefly Funhouse, 2.4 million views in 2 days.
I'm probably a good million of those.
I was about to
I'm
say
not gonna lie. I'm not
half
gonna
of
lie.
those are in this room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I've-
yeah. The other big change, it's not really a big change. Robert Roode with his Dirk Diggler mustache.
Oh, that is a
Shout out
hell of
to
a
Dirk Diggler.
mustache.
I'm not. I don't care because it's Robert Roode, but it's
okay.
cool for him.
I'm okay.
It's fine for him.
If he's anything like he was in NXT, I won't have a problem with it. But just the person he beat on Raw, I kind of have an issue
he
with.
beat Ricochet.
Yeah,
He'd say
like-
words. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, well,
It happens.
Yeah.
Can't win everything.
Ricochet hasn't been pinned since being
Yeah.
the main
Yeah.
roster,
Yeah,
so
I'm fine with
I
it.
don't think it really.
it doesn't matter. But
And
if,
also-
if they're not going to do anything with him, to me that made no sense.
But I would rather him beat Ricochet than beat Kurt Hawkins, Zack Ryder. You know, somebody who literally has no stock
They're the champs.
whatsoever.
They're the champs.
Tag team champions.
Yeah,
exactly. Alex,
Again,
they're the tag
no
team
stock
champions.
Stop!
Do you remember in the old school WWE games on the general manager mode when like you attached a title, your popularity went up? No. The Raw tag team titles drive the
they're the champs
popularity
of that whole
down.
Raw tag division. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, there's not
they're
really.
the champs of the War Raiders.
Listen,
Yo.
their main tag team
Oh,
feud
my
won't
bad,
even
the Viking
be with
Raiders. The Viking Raiders.
They won't even be with the tag team championships.
Hey, they're the champs right now. That's all I know.
But the main tag team feud won't be with them. It's the Revival and the Usos.
Well, it's not for the championship, so it don't matter.
Because whoever wins that feud is just
Is
taking
gonna-
them off.
What's WWE about in the
Immediately.
kayfabe standpoint? Checks and championships, baby.
They don't get
I don't
checks
think
and they
it's
have
ever been
championships that they.
Oh, listen to JBL back in the day.
Who cares about
It's
JBL?
all
He's
about-
irrelevant and he's a bully. We don't like him.
But he was all about money and championships, and that's what he had: money and championships.
No.
Okay.
I just can't believe you compared JBL to Kurt Hawkins and Sack.
No.
Now that's a hot take.
He's absolutely right though. That JBL is much worse. But
Good job, Alex.
and I really like. The thing that I don't like. You talking about the social media thing. I don't like the Instagram post that they had yesterday about Robert Roode or whatever he wants to be called.
Double tap for the-
He's double tap the must. If his entire character boils down to some upper lip hair,
It is.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
I will honestly. I will cry for beer money just to be in WWE at
For
this
a good
point.
while, his whole character revolved around his theme song.
Yeah.
So,
Well, at
Yeah.
least the theme song, everyone sung along to the theme
Yeah,
song. It came
yeah.
with like this robe and the ensemble.
no one's growing
and
a beard
everything.
out or a
yeah,
mustache
Like
or
I don't see like
shave all this
Movember
off.
really being a thing for the WWE.
mustache.
exactly.
Yeah, I really don't need to see like that camera move to the crowd and then have everyone have like 3 upper lip hairs and be like, "I'm Bobby Roode." And be
I'll
like,
do it.
no,
I'll do it.
that's what I'm afraid of.
I'll do it.
It's Robert.
Robert. He'll always be Bobby to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite part of the night, the Lucha House Party, got the piss beat out
Thank
of
God.
them.
Come on, man.
Yeah, the Viking Raiders, the newly christened Viking Raiders. I know.
I said it before too.
Yeah,
You're fine.
they
You're
beat the Lucha House Party up.
Good. And
Yeah,
that's
fine.
just like what happened the next night with Lars.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah.
They also renamed them on NXT.
That's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's this. That's fine.
It's the
Yeah.
same.
It's better than the Viking experience. I think
Yeah.
most of us can agree on it.
And
And,
that's-
and I'm
I
looking
don't
at
know.
you.
I was just coming around.
I was starting to like get used to it. I was
Exactly.
coming around, but I was just getting used to it.
I was kidding. No, I hated it.
I didn't like it by a mile, but I
I
was
still
getting used
thought
to
it was just a bad amusement park ride.
Oh, that's their finisher name now, which is fine.
The Viking experience is
Yeah, that's the name of the
Okay.
finisher.
That's fine.
That makes
that's
sense.
better.
Yeah. As a move, not terrible.
No.
As
Yeah.
a name for a tag team,
Terrible.
Pretty awful.
Yeah,
but I
that's-
understand why the move was made. Vince doesn't want the word war
Yeah.
Yeah.
chanted
I
by
get it.
children.
Yeah.
So
Vince is a psychopath, first of all.
I
so-
love Vince. Vince is my boy.
Yeah, my favorite thing in the
Oh
night.
yeah, you and Vince just have
Yeah,
drinks
we're
all
cool.
weekend.
We're
Is that?
cool,
Yeah,
know?
you call him Vinny Mac when you take shots together.
Yeah, of course. I go-
Junior
I go
doesn't
to
drink though. That's a
Connecticut.
thing.
Yeah, don't mention him on his own television show
Yeah.
at the Hall of Fame.
RD Evans gets fired
We
for
chill
it.
at the headquarters. You know how it is.
I don't know about you guys, but my favorite part of Raw was the first triple threat because that's
Yes. AJ, Ray, and Joe.
Yeah, that slapped. But I can't say what I want to say
Yeah,
because we're
yeah.
on the
It
radio.
beyond slap.
It beyond
Yeah.
slapped. Yeah. Yeah, that
I
was
like to
very
say
good.
it schmacked.
Nah.
It's another way.
Okay,
Okay,
All right, in 2
Napoleon
months, you guys
Dynamite.
are going to start saying it.
No, no, I'm not.
All right. That's fine.
next season on the show.
I said slapped first. I just want to let that be known in this sports department.
That's great. How did you guys so they did the 2 triple threats. AJ beat Joe and Mysterio. Corbin beat McIntyre and Miz. AJ beat Corbin and is fighting Seth the Money in the Bank.
A little early.
A little early,
Yeah.
but beggars can't be choosers. That's what I got to say.
We were talking about this, I believe, on Tuesday. It's probably going to go through the SummerSlam, most likely.
That was my prediction.
That's what you think.
My
I'm
prediction
sorry.
is it
I gave
stays
the
through
wrong
to
person
SummerSlam.
credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that. Look.
No.
So I think me and Jesse were saying.
No.
They did it with AJ Shinsuke. They did it with AJ Joe.
But
They did it with AJ Everybody.
I don't know.
They really like putting AJ in long feuds.
Or maybe something that can happen. Whoever wins the Money in the Bank just cashes in, maybe, and saves that from happening.
I feel like,
But I don't think that's going to
besides
happen.
Carmella,
It doesn't fit anybody.
people haven't been like holding it long enough though.
I need a run with the Money in the
That's,
Bank.
so
briefcase.
I think they might do that because recently we haven't had that in so long.
Who's the last
Again,
person to hold it long? What, Corbin? Kind of long?
Corbin didn't hold it. That
Corbin held it for 2
long.
months.
Yeah, that's the longest that I can remember.
What was
Yeah.
it, Seth then?
Seth, I would say probably.
Yeah, Braun held it for like 3 months, 4
Yeah.
months.
held it till Braun held it till Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell when
Oh,
he cashed in for
yeah.
the match, but he didn't even do a cash in. He
It was
handed it to Kurt and was like, "Hey, I'd like a match in this date and time."
Yeah. I think they also played off the cashing in on the same night a little too often in recent history. So I
Yeah.
think they're going to do a long thing with it this year. I could be totally wrong. They could cash in literally the same night.
I feel like you have an opportunity to cash in the same night with on Becky.
Oh, yeah. especially
That's
on
probably
Becky.
going to happen. But the AJ Seth, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to talk about AJ later. But yeah, AJ and Seth's going to smack.
In your hot take?
But better watch your mouth when you talk about AJ here.
Oh,
You might be talking about yourself. I don't know about me, but I'm good. So
I
think it's going to be good.
This isn't my hot take, but this is probably a hot take. One of these guys needs to turn for this to be interesting.
Oh,
And it's got to be AJ.
That's truth.
It's going to be too exhibition-y. These guys are good promos, but they're not great promos because they're very catchphrase
And
heavy.
the person who needs to turn is Seth, I think.
No, I think AJ
AJ, I
has
think
to.
AJ needs to
I
turn.
think
AJ
Seth's
has
the better heel.
But
And it
they're
would-
running with Seth now as a face, so the face of Raw.
But how can you justify Seth being a heel right now?
Yeah.
Like, what could be his reason
his
for
best
turning?
friend just left him. His other best friend went to SmackDown. He just beat Brock Lesnar. Who's gonna boo him? They got Brock Lesnar off your TV.
Who's going to boo AJ realistically?
If AJ comes in with some Jesus preaching stuff, like maybe gets a little
In the
obnoxious.
gay community.
Jesus. Well, I mean, like, not to say that, but like AJ is a flat earther, so like,
Yeah, it's very easy to be.
So what? He just turned down Daniel Bryan?
pretty much.
Be the new AJ Styles.
All he needs to do is sprinkle some holy water on Seth or something like that. There's your instant heel
Well,
heat.
we already got CrossFit Jesus. What, you're going to make him...
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal.
Oh
Jesus.
man, you think you're
The
CrossFit
phenom-
Jesus, man?
Phenomenal.
He's like, I'm the phenomenal Jesus.
Okay, I don't think any of this is going to happen. Like, I think they're gonna do-
Probably not.
If AJ's going to be heel, it's going to be like,
It's gonna be
I
like-
didn't get the respect I deserved. I built SmackDown, and now I'm coming and I'm
Yeah, it's probably...
taking Raw or whatever.
He's probably going to be like how he was towards the end of the summer of 2016. And if I get that heel AJ, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I liked his little shout, beat up John Cena.
That was good.
that
I
was a
liked
good
him
call
echoing
out.
back to beat up John Cena. But like, I don't know. It just I wanted Drew McIntyre so bad because they had set up AJ and Corbin. Because when AJ first came to Raw, he looked at Corbin and was like, "So you beat Kurt Angle." Like Kurt Angle was my friend, and like I thought that was gonna be the first feud they ran with. Because they were people were so upset about the Angle fin. That's how he ended his career. Like that AJ would come on. And,
I
like,
wasn't upset,
essentially,
but yeah.
people were.
Stop it.
Normies were. I mean,
So I think that like having AJ kind of like take out Corbin or at least wrestle Corbin is a good way to get him a lot of face heat really quickly and keep Seth kind of as your big baby face.
Yeah.
Because I think we were talking about it before, I believe right after the draft happened that Raw
the
has
Superstar Shakeup.
I'm sorry.
You're slipping today.
Raw has a huge babyface problem where they have like one or two, and then the rest is heels. And then SmackDown has a huge heel problem where there's a lot of baby faces
Well, that
and not a lot
changed-
of.
that changed-
But
that
it changed with Owens flipping, but like
God.
it. Now they kind of have to like figure out where their feuds are going to be and who's going to flip, because if you keep it as is, 2 months in, now we got to have another superstar shakeup to get some more heels over.
So what I thought was going to happen, I thought it would have been Drew Seth because they had that storyline in play, just like you said. But I thought they would have waited till SummerSlam maybe to get AJ Seth as the exhibition, then run that towards the fall. But
Yeah, because if you do a mid-turn and then you run like other matches on like, they're not like on the schedule, but Hell in a Cell, TLC after SummerSlam, you know, like the two after. Yeah, you know, like it is what it is. Most casual fans are going to see SummerSlam, see that they had the exhibition match, and
that would have been fine for the SummerSlam to be the exhibition, but that might be the end of the feud.
yeah, after
most likely.
after AJ, you know, probably turns.
Yeah.
I
Who knows?
think AJ's got to turn.
Yeah.
because if they
So do you think he wins? If he turns, do you think he wins?
Yeah.
maybe and
No.
like I think maybe by the second or the third pay-per-view, but I think Seth wins it back again. I don't think they're gonna give AJ. I think they'll give AJ a universal. I don't even want to say a run. Like they'll just give it to him,
So it'll be like a what?
like
not
just
a
as an
Triple Crown, but, like,
accolade, and then like he kind of loses it a month or two later.
Yeah.
AJ also doesn't. AJ's at a point, especially even in WWE now where he hasn't even been that long. AJ doesn't need a title. Anything AJ does feels big. It feels main event. His thing with Orton was one of the best things going into Mania, and it required no title, almost no build. They just went out and talked. They didn't need a contract signing. They didn't need anything. It was just anything AJ does at this point now is gonna feel big. So
Yeah, give him a Sasha Banks title run where it lasts 3 days.
you mean 4 in a month? I was actually listening to Wrestle Talk the other night, and did you guys know the old Charlotte and Sasha Banks feud went on for 8 months?
Oh yeah,
I did not remember. I
with
thought it went on
46
for
title
4.
changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's actually believable.
that's
Basically from
crazy.
Mania till Roadblock.
yeah, that is.
Yeah, that's
it's
Because
insane.
Raw at that time had no one
Nobody,
else.
nobody,
yeah, in
yeah.
the women's
And
division.
anybody they tried was getting injured.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Paige just left at that point. They had to call up Bailey. All they had then was Dana Brooke and Summer Rae, and then they were just building Nia Jax up.
The old original Dana Brooke.
Yeah.
Not the new
one.
Dana.
Oh yeah, Alec, you're not astute to this. The whole split the two Dana Brooks theory. That's our big inside joke here on No Rest Holds.
They had one
I'm
for
not
that
on
week.
the inside joke.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Samori tries to be
Samori,
cooler
it's
than
okay.
us, but he's not.
I never said that.
Just to wrap it back to AJ and Seth, I think if they don't turn either one, the Money in the Bank match is going to be okay. When they turn someone, that's when the heat's really going to come in. And I think whoever wins this feud is contingent on whether or not Bray Wyatt's supposed to be a babyface or a heel. If Bray Wyatt's a babyface, I could see heel AJ versus face Bray as a SummerSlam title match. If Bray's a heel, Seth wins and goes on to fight like McIntyre or Corbin or someone at SummerSlam.
I think McIntyre, like, I want Bray to win the Money in the Bank briefcase, but I think it's Drew. It's either, in my opinion, it's either Drew or Andrade, and that's it. I don't think anybody else is, unless they make Baron Corbin a two-timer.
Oh god.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, no, it's
But
not. Yeah.
I think
No, no,
the
no.
only one set up for the ladder match right now is Drew McIntyre, and then Andrade can win any match, anytime, and nobody be surprised.
Although
Although,
Corbin Jinder was one of the best cash-ins
No.
they've
I
ever
knew you were
done.
going there too.
early
Once
for
you
this.
said that, I knew it.
One of the best they've ever done.
All right.
Next topic.
you know what? I will say it was better than the Braun cash-in.
Yeah,
I will
that
say
never
that. I will. You know what, Dante? I'll give you that one. All right.
Well, Braun
It is
Strowman's
the
also
better one
garbage.
of the past 2 years.
Well, yeah, no, like Baron Corbin's cash in against Jinder Mahal was better than Finn Balor's 0 cash-ins, sure, but like it's not really a measuring stick when it's like, well, it was better that it did happen than it just never did.
Yeah, you know.
But I think that like you said, it's gotta be Drew McIntyre. I don't even see Andrade because Andrade is going with Finn,
Yeah.
and he's going at.
Potentially.
I
Yeah,
think,
but you could still run that storyline with him just having the
yeah,
briefcase.
I don't know. I
Most of
think
the time, people who have the briefcase don't even.
RVD
You know.
won the IC title as the briefcase
Briefcase,
holder.
yeah.
So
yeah.
Was it Miz a United States champion?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Miz.
Who was the tag team? He was one of the
Miz
other-
was the U.S. champ, and he dropped it like 2 months after he won the briefcase. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I just think Andrade's so good with the briefcase
Mm-hmm.
because
Me
you can like Andrade coming out at the end of a match when Seth or whoever on SmackDown after Kofi is the champion just after they've gotten destroyed. Like Andrade running out with Zelina Vega, like slamming on the briefcase, telling him to cash it in.
Listen, Fox wanted Andrade.
They have him.
You know why?
They have him.
Yeah.
So they
because
have a Latino demographic
Yeah.
because
when Ray and Eddie were on SmackDown in the early to mid 2000s, they had a hell of a high ratings for the Latino population. So
they also were told that Rey Mysterio was gonna be included early on, and Fox liked that. And then Rey's on Raw.
Yeah.
So they wanted another guy, and I think they got
They made the right choice.
Yeah,
They got the right guy.
Bringing Andrade back, and also he's engaged to Charlotte Flair.
he's not
now.
engaged.
They
Potentially.
engaged.
No, Ryan Satin reported
Wow.
that they contacted Charlotte directly and she said they're not engaged.
They
Well,
will.
they will be.
Yeah.
They will be.
I think it's just that thing you want to keep couples together. So
Yeah.
I think Vince is
That's why
loosening up
Alistair
on
went
his
over
band.
too. Yeah.
Like Alistair and Zelina too.
Yeah.
Alistair's back on SmackDown.
Which I think is funny because Vince used to hate that.
Yeah.
Vince used to hate when his wrestlers
I think
started to be
he,
together.
He finally either woke up or someone sat down with him and said, "Hey, if you let people be themselves on social media and like talk about their lives, people get more invested in them." It's like, I think if you came out tomorrow and you said like, "Oh, Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are this power couple," you would get so much more heat behind them because people would just be there for them to win together. Like,
and then Vince said, "What's social media?"
yeah,
He's hip. He knows.
you mean MySpace?
Vince, he knows about the shorts that Pat
Yeah.
McAfee are wearing.
Yeah, the suit shorts.
Suit shorts, yeah. I'm hip. I know. I see LeBron wear
LeBron wore them, so it's okay.
Just to wrap up Raw because we only got a couple minutes left here. I'm just gonna hit the high spots on all of these. Let's see here. Cesaro beat Cedric. I thought that was good. I think Cesaro is a good little mid card
Are
heel.
the bar?
Yeah, the bar is gone.
Shame-
But Cesaro
Sheamus is
still had
injured.
The bar.
Yeah, Sheamus
Well,
is
I
injured.
think-
We don't know if Sheamus is coming back.
No, because Sheamus.
I think he's done.
Sheamus said, he put on Twitter, he said, "Long live the bar," with a picture of them like saying goodbye.
Oh no,
to it.
it's done.
Yeah,
done.
so he
was-
Never mind.
Like just like the
86
sanity
that.
tweets and just like everything
Yeah.
else. We're done with the bar.
Unless he shows up in NXT UK too. Who
Yeah.
knows?
mad.
Cesaro's fine as a mid card singles. I think it'll be a couple months before people are like, "Oh, he's really good in tag teams," and then when they put him in another tag team, they'll be like, "Why isn't he world champion?" And then we have that discourse again. Cedric's good enough. Cedric's really good.
He needs to
So
get rid of those tights.
he needs trunks again.
Yeah, he needs trunks.
His
again. I
tights are
agree.
ugly.
Yep. I agree.
Becky Lynch and Lacey Evans had a nice little war of words. I'm excited for this shoot fight at Money in the Bank.
I wish Lacey was in the Money in the Bank match because I want her to win the Money in the Bank match. Because imagine all the teases of her just coming down with the briefcase.
Walking right back up.
Nah.
Her character is built for Money in the Bank.
Literally.
Exactly. You would never know if she's actually going to cash it.
Exactly. I think that'd be perfect.
Sami Zayn's not smiling anymore.
We
He's been
love
great.
Sami Zayn.
He's
We love it.
great.
See, if I'm giving
so
if I'm
good.
giving the money in the bank to somebody, I'm giving it to him. He's like, "You guys want me to cash in today? Nah, just go to hell." That would be perfect.
He had such a good tweet last night. He was like, "Look at these smiles. I wish I was still there." And it's just pictures of him on vacation smiling. Like,
Last picture the zoomed in face all the way.
He had a tweet replying to somebody, and it was like they're like, "Oh, somebody said something about like, oh, you hardcore wrestling fans," and Sammy just goes, "No, it's all wrestling fans. They're all just stupid." And I was like, "All right, Sammy, that's fair."
Well, I mean, like, I would love it if he won the Money in the Bank and then took it on vacation. like
Just get
he
little
held it
vignettes of him
hostage.
at a hotel, just like sitting there.
Like he
with
goes to
the
all the places he went to,
briefcase
just take
next to him.
selfies with the briefcase,
Oh man.
and he's like, "You guys don't deserve the briefcase."
Yes, please.
and the last thing that I'll bring up, and I'm just wasting. Oh, Revival Usos. There we go. That's what I want to talk about.
Oh yeah, count me in.
Yeah. It's fine.
Double count me
It's
in.
fine. Winners fight the Vikings down the line for the tag titles.
Yeah, because the Vikings are going to utterly
murder
destroy
I agree.
Hawkins.
your
and Ryder.
your favorite tag team.
I agree.
Yeah.
Not that I don't
They
agree.
need to get off my television
Hey,
too.
they called the Viking Raiders hairy, horny.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That
Yeah.
was funny.
Like, I would like them to be still a tag team, but be a comedy tag, be the comedy tag team on Raw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them make fun of other
That's
people.
fine.
Let them make fun
Let
of the
them be a
revival.
better
Call them
B-
racist.
A better B team.
You can't be a better B team. Come on.
Like
I mean,
they could be like Breezango.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
fine with
yeah,
that.
yeah, but
I'm fine
Breezango
with
is
that.
really good at the fashions league.
They're almost done with their title run. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, they should
Just
be done
hear- just
like
hear
in
me
a
out
week.
here.
I'm fine.
They should be
I'm
done in a
fine.
week.
I'm fine.
Jesse's got the last word.
Hear me out here, right? Viking Raiders injure Ryder and Hawkins.
I'm fine with that.
Vacant titles, triple threat 3-way tag team match at Money in the Bank. Ladder match.
Author's attack. Authors of Pain.
Oh, that's good too.
That is good.
Yeah,
I miss
come
me
back.
some Authors of Pain.
That's
the pain
good.
with Viking Raiders.
There's-
Imagine that.
oh.
The big fellas going at it.
Shaking already.
Well, yeah, and then you have them two going against, you have the Revival, and then you have the Usos. Revival and Usos have to work together to try to beat these other teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, get Ryder and Hawkins out.
I'm
of there.
fine with that.
Yeah.
They can leave.
They'll stay. They're not going to leave. They'll be on doing comedy acts. I'm fine with that.
They can leave.
You can leave. All right.
So that was everything.
So Moore's just upset that they're Mets fans.
Yeah.
On that note, screw the Mets.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So that was everything on Raw and everything I want to talk about the Mets today with. Right after the flip side of this song break, we're going to bring you SmackDown coverage. Keep it locked here on Brave New Radio. You're listening to No Rest Holds for the Weary. Hold on. I got to hit the button first. Hold on.
I'm on my own, against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall. Instead of crying, they hear me roar. And now I see that I'm way better than before. I never needed you at all. Think I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now, I never needed you at all. Think I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now, I never needed you at all. I never needed you at all. Watch me shine now. Watch me shine now. I never needed you at all. I never needed you at all. I'm on my own, against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall. Instead of crying, they hear me roar. And now I see that I'm way better than before. I never needed you at all. Think I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now, I never needed you at all. Think I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now, I never needed you at all. I never needed you at all. Watch me shine now. Watch me shine now. I never needed you at all. I never needed you at all. I'm on my own, against the wall. The pressure's building, but no, I will never fall. Instead of crying, they hear me roar. And now I see that I'm way better than before. I never needed you at all. Think I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now, I never needed you at all. Think I fall down, I'ma watch you fall down. I'm living large now, I never needed you at all. I never needed you at all. Watch me shine now. Watch me shine now. I never needed you at all. I never needed you at all. I'm on my own.
Welcome back to No Rest Holds for the Weary here on Brave New Radio. Dante Bactoro, Stephen Clark, Alec Roman, Samori Rose, Jesse Norman. It's hot in the studio because there's 5 of us and there's no ventilation.
At least the door's open right now.
For now, yeah. Give it 15 minutes.
I was
It'll be
about to say
closed.
30
Yeah.
minutes, that baby
Yeah.
goes shut.
Yep. Yeah. We talked about Raw. That happened. It was good. Now it's on SmackDown, which was also good.
Yeah.
Big things on SmackDown Live there. Kevin Owens no longer part of the New Day.
This
That
came.
long historic run with
Yeah.
the New Day.
Of
A
Big
whole
O.
7 days.
Oh man,
It was 14. We'll give him.
it was 2 weeks.
Yeah, he was on this week. Kinda.
Yeah.
I'll give it to
It
him.
was 7 full days.
7 full
Yeah.
days.
But
Yeah.
I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
He was on for 2 weeks, but 7 days. Yeah,
He
yeah.
was a face for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
I had so much planned for that.
If they would've-
I thought Xavier and him were gonna be like a little tag team.
too.
for a
Yeah, we said
little
this last week.
while.
If that would have happened, it would have made the heel turn better.
Oh, so much.
Because he would have been actually in it.
But it was surprising, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah, when I saw Kofi like push him out of the way to do the Trouble in Paradise on Shinsuke, I was like, okay. Then Kevin Owens just kicked him. I was like, okay.
I didn't even feel like that was the reason why he did it. I was just like,
No, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it was-
not.
It was just
But
like,
when I saw
yeah.
that when I saw that happen, I'm like, yeah, he's probably about to kick him. It looked like.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, Kevin Owens is a heel again.
And
They never really let him be a face.
No, they didn't.
So,
he's very good as a heel, so it's
Yeah,
He's also
very,
good as a
He's
face.
very good as a heel,
But he's better
it
as a
would,
heel.
It would feel so much like fresher
if he was a
if
face.
they gave him a little bit of a face run.
So like he fought Kofi as a face and then turned like
Not even. I
Not even.
would run the
The-
tag
the
team
New Day thing? That's
Yeah, like,
understandable.
they don't need to win anything. Just have them like, get a #1 contendership match. Have them be a tag team for like literally just a month or two. Do one cycle of a pay-per-view.
Kind of like Shane and Miz in a way.
Yeah, you
I
can
thought-
literally do that.
This is something I thought they would have ran till SummerSlam, but I was also wrong with that. So
well, what I think,
I think KO's probably gonna win.
what I think, and I'm 110% speculating here. I think Daniel Bryan's injury went longer than they thought,
Yeah.
and I think they were originally going to run this Owens thing, but now they need a challenger for Kofi immediately because Bryan's not going to be back in time, and that's why they haven't even mentioned him like on SmackDown Live. Essentially,
I miss him.
I miss him, yeah.
So I think they had longer plans for this, but they're like, oh, we need somebody for Kofi again. Who did we get in the shakeup? And it's like, yeah, you got some guys, but do you really want to run Roman that fast? Do you want to? So KO made the most sense.
I think it made the most sense, but it also made the most storyline hurt because it like you said, KO had just joined the group. He looked better as this more comedic character. It gave him something fresh. And the thing that annoyed me the most about this whole storyline was the thing that Corey said as soon as Owens picked up the title from the Timekeepers area. And Corey immediately goes, remember, he's a prize fighter. And I just went, oh, good God, because we haven't seen that before. And like, it's just, I love Kevin Owens. I think he's fantastic as a heel. I think he's great as babyface. But why not keep him as a tag team and then have, someone that just got to SmackDown, Lars, who's running through all these jobbers, have
Yes,
Lars.
jobbers. Yes, continue with that. Yes, jobbers.
But like Lars,
Yes.
Are we slandering our truth on Al Gore's airwaves right now?
but like if Lars is gonna be like, oh, I want Kofi's title. Have KO be like, no, Kof, I'll defend you from Lars. Have one pay-per-view cycle where he fights Lars. It gets both of them over. Gets Lars a main event talent to fight against. Gets Kevin Owens kind of back into the swing of things. And then you can then have him turn on Kofi afterwards. I think a good face.
Wait a minute, you're making fun of Jinder with that.
You didn't realize that?
No, because he didn't beat Jinder up. He beat the Sings
Well,
up.
Jinder was scared,
was
so he
there.
ran. So.
Exactly, he's because he's smart.
Yeah, he was smart.
They're really
isn't that?
playing up the intelligent aspect.
right away.
Yeah, I caught that right away.
Yeah,
Because he
yeah.
did beat up our truth.
Jobber. Yeah, whatever.
Another jobber.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're not doing this again.
Jinder.
Oh, we're going to in 30 minutes.
All right,
sir.
so
Don't
we-
you
Oh my
worry.
God.
So
Yeah.
so that was the end of the Kevin Owens. So now we're on to Jinder Mahal.
Oh.
The last thing I want to say about Kevin Owens, though, everyone knew he was going to turn,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Right.
no secret.
Oh no.
but they still played it off really well. Like,
Yeah.
where the hell is this turn from?
If
Yeah.
you go back to a clip from Raw a couple years ago, there was a clip of the New Day calling Owens fat and stuff. So everyone's saying, "No, that's why he did it. He's finally getting revenge."
Yeah, if they do the callback like some what they did with Mandy and Naomi, that's fine.
I love it.
Then maybe they threw the pie at Kevin Owens.
Oh,
So yeah,
Maybe
that's what else I'm wondering. What character is Kevin Owens after this? Like, is he just like,
back to
I'm a
angry
bad
person.
guy because I'm a bad guy because
Yeah.
I'm mean and I'm angry.
If he has actual motive, like when he's fighting Sami Zayn in NXT,
Yeah,
that's
like,
Yeah.
that
fine.
was-
He wants
If there's
the title.
actual motive to the reason he turned,
He wants the title.
he did look at the title
Yeah,
like
he-
glaringly when
Yeah.
he picked it up to hit Kofi with it. So.
As much as I love Kofi, I love Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
more.
I hope they go to this gimmick where he's like, I have to beat up people that are nice to feed my family. 'Cause at the end of the day, I'm a good guy.
He's like, hey, man, my son wants to buy all this popcorn and stuff when we go to the movies. I got to feed him. He's like, I got no choice but to feed him.
I'm tired of my son asking for booty-O's. I need Kevin Owen-O's.
Look, so what I think's going to happen, we all said Kofi's reign's going to be kind of short.
Yeah.
He's probably going to lose a KO. That's all right.
I'm fine with.
I think he'll have one successful defense.
So, my favorite superstar.
And then maybe
right
once
now,
that, you got Roman KO right after. That's what I'm thinking.
we
So-
did that too much.
We'll talk about this on Saturday because I don't know if you know, Jesse, if you read our group chat. Saturday.
Yeah, you definitely don't.
No, we don't.
Saturday, Sportsathon, our hour, we're going to Fantasy Book SummerSlam.
I came up with the idea of Sportsathon. I just want everybody to know that.
What does that have to do with what
I
I'm
just
telling
want
you?
everybody to know
But did
that.
you read the group chat?
Yes, I read the group
Okay.
chat.
That's all you
We
needed
had
to say.
another group chat, and everybody was like, "Oh, are we gonna get shirts?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll take a shirt." And then Dante puts in the Twitter group chat, he's like, "Oh, do you guys want a shirt?" Oh, Jesse didn't respond to me because I already responded in the other group chat.
Jesse, turn
Dante.
it on.
I'm a team player here.
Heel Jesse
Heel Jesse.
coming in hot.
Yeah. So Jinder Mahal.
Oh God, that's the real. Oh God.
Mr. Saggy Nipples himself.
I've
Dante just turned heel again. Never mind, guys.
so
Dante had the heel turn.
may I say my words? I'm in my time. Okay.
Whoa, heel Dante.
Heel Dante coming in hot.
My time.
Hashtag heel Ziggler.
I screamed when I saw Jinder back on SmackDown.
I screamed when I saw his saggy nips.
So many feuds you could run with Jinder here.
That they're not going.
Jinder versus Alistair. That's the thing right
He gets
there.
black mass in 2
I was about
seconds.
to say,
Call it
it's
a
not
day.
a feud. It's a one-match
I would
thing where
say
Alistair
it would be
kicks
so good,
everybody.
though.
Chad Gable versus Alistair, I would say.
I thought we were gonna get Chad Gable and Mahal.
I would have been okay.
Yeah,
with
and
that.
then Lars
That would
came
have
up.
been okay.
because maybe they would have done something
A year ago to the day they ran Gable versus Jinder on Raw, and it was, really good.
Yeah, Gable knows how
I
to
thought they
work
would did
people,
something
too.
like how they did something with Robert Roode. I thought they would have gave Gable maybe something, but
Oh,
yeah.
but see, the problem is
No.
he doesn't have a mustache.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
so it's
He needs his
he doesn't have his
singlet.
he doesn't have the glorious tights anymore.
Where is his
Yeah.
singlet? He needs a singlet.
Yeah, he's too naked.
Yeah. I don't know.
Chad Gable's naked on my TV. I don't like it.
I want Gable just repackaged as an old
As
school
a
Kurt Angle.
205 live
a new
wrestler.
Just
Kurt
ripping
Angle,
off
yeah.
his thing, and
There it
know.
is.
Have him packaged as a
We have a-
205 live.
Didn't we
Yeah.
check last week? And he's like,
He's 203.
Is he? Yeah, he is
Yeah.
203. I checked
we were
last
saying.
week.
But I mean,
yeah.
they could fake it. They faked
Yeah,
Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy's not
205.
Buddy Murphy definitely isn't
So-
205.
Tony
pounds.
Nese right now. Our cruiserweight champion's not 205 pounds.
I'll allow him. Well,
Didn't Goldust do some matches in
Yeah.
205?
Yeah,
He's-
Goldust worked 205.
and Goldust is not 205 pounds, so that Chad Gable could go down.
We have a message in my chat right now from our guest last week, Mr. Kevin Fritz.
Kevin!
Jinder is
Jinder is quiet.
Oh,
is that
because
what
he
he's
puts
saying?
us to sleep. That's
No,
what-
no, the word I can't
Yeah, it's
say.
one of the bad words up there.
Yeah.
Kevin, that's understandable.
He's shiz.
Kevin, thank you for coming last week. I hope God forgives you for your sins.
God loves Jinder Mahal.
Shane,
the AJ character.
Shane McMahon and Elias as an alliance
they're
is
buddies now.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Shane
Yeah.
McMahon as a
good.
heel, I love this.
It's good.
I love this so much.
He was always a heel. Low
yeah.
key, he was always a heel
Yeah.
ever since he came back.
So, all right, was I the only one who thought this?
Yes. Yeah.
So- no, no, no,
Only
no.
one on planet Earth that thought this.
So, heel Dante is not my
I
favorite.
know.
So when Shane comes out and like the whole thing with Elias, do you think it's to make Vince happy? Because
Yeah.
Vince loves Elias.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Shane's just still trying to make his dad love him.
Yeah.
Did you see the tweets? Yeah, we put in the group chat.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Vince McMahon puts up this tweet of happy birthday to John Cena. You have no idea how much you mean to me.
Yeah, yeah.
And
You're the
WWE,
Babe Ruth
you're
of
the
it.
Babe Ruth of WWE. And then there was a tweet from Shane's birthday. Happy birthday, Shane McMahon.
Yeah, that's it.
Period. Not an exclamation.
No emojis.
No
Yeah,
ads.
no,
no
no.
anything. Just
That's
Vince McMahon loves John
that's
Cena
Vinnie
so
Mac for
much.
you.
Oh God, John Cena should come back and they should fight for Vince McMahon's approval. I wrote my
Look. There's your WrestleMania 36
storyline.
match.
Give it to me. And also Shane's the WWE champion.
Sure.
So John's also
And the
getting number
Universal
17.
No, that's
Shane's also the Universal
let.
Champion.
Whoa,
so he has both.
whoa.
They're calling him Shane
whoa,
Two
whoa.
Belts.
Whoa. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's definitely not do that.
He's the man whose dad's face runs the place.
He's the best in the world.
Yeah.
I would love it though, and in all reality, I would love it if Shane McMahon had a match with anyone for his if Shane McMahon came in, yeah, it's like
would be good.
Roman Reigns come because it would be like just break down kayfabe. It doesn't exist. Let's just have Shane versus Roman for his father's approval.
That would be pretty good, but you guys saying he's a WWE champion fighting.
That'd be hilarious.
I didn't,
cut that
we
out.
didn't say WWE champion per se. Steven just said best in the world, which is it's
He
evident.
should
He
be
had the
champion.
trophy.
I heard a Universal Championship, a WWE Championship. Cena's going. I heard Shane 2 belts. I heard Cena going for what, his 17th.
If we have merch,
needs
I
it
want that
soon.
to be the first shirt we
Let's
make.
not do that.
Shane 2 belts.
Back on a serious note, Cena needs that 17 really soon.
Nah, does he really?
He's 42.
He doesn't look 42, by the way.
Vince,
but he's also-
Vince Jr. was 64 when he won his WWE championship.
Yes, but
John Cena has 22 more years.
Vince wasn't casted in 47 movies next
He'll
year.
be fine.
John Cena's on such a ridiculous movie schedule. I don't even.
Yeah,
he's in everything.
Before
Look,
2020 ends.
you remember what CM Punk told him? You became what you hate, the Yankees.
He's the Yankees.
I love.
He's the Rock.
Babe Ruth.
Oh
He's
my god.
he's the Rock.
Yeah.
He basically became the Rock.
No, I would love for Cena to come back and just be like, yeah, I want my 17th title run. I deserve it. I'm literally the greatest wrestler ever.
Yeah, I
Give
mean,
it up.
he is.
Give me
No.
my belt.
He's at least in his WWE career. He is the greatest wrestler WWE has
He's
seen.
the greatest
in terms of
of all
longevity and being able to retain.
All right.
his
Can I?
cake.
Can
He's
I?
on the Rushmore. He's on the Rushmore.
I have to shout out my
face of
father
the
here.
Rushmore.
My father tagged me in a Facebook post, which is already a red flag. It was John Cena, Stone Cold, The Rock, and maybe
Hulk
Shawn
Hogan,
Michaels.
Shawn
Maybe Shawn
Michaels.
Michaels. And my dad was like, "Which one is the best?" And I said Cena. And like 6 of his old people friends were like, "Nope, sorry, I'm an old person. I think Rock is better." And I'm like, I don't care. Why do I
didn't ask
care?
for your opinion.
If they would have said Shawn, I see the argument, but not Rock.
Nah.
yeah,
There's Stone
where's
Cold,
Taker
yeah.
on that list, by the way?
Yeah,
Where's
Taker's about for me too.
Taker's
Taker's-
It's Taker
down
and
that
Shawn.
way.
But
Taker's
that's neither
best
here
case
nor there.
scenario
All right.
is longevity.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's try to get through this without doing bad Australian accents.
Iconic.
All
I
right.
feel like I was too late.
Hold on. Speaking on them, why do I feel like they're just jobbing?
I love it. They don't
I
need to
hate
win.
it.
It's
They
not.
don't.
It's
Yes,
not their
they do.
characters to win.
They lost on.
They're
See,
goofy.
that was-
They're making excuses
Why do
for
you think
themselves.
Sasha Banks isn't coming back?
Because she's. I was gonna say one of the bad words.
I don't
Look,
care
hey,
about her.
look, you do it almost every week. We gotta catch it. Yeah, but she understood what was about to happen. And
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The world's going to revolve with or without Sasha Banks. And if she's going to quit at the time
care
where
about
the
it.
the
Yeah.
women's division
See ya.
is at an all-time high, that's her
See ya.
prerogative.
Look,
Just like Ben Neville quitting before 205 got better.
no. He had a good reason. He lost to Enzo Amore.
He was going to get called up eventually in the main
He lost to
roster.
Enzo. He didn't
He-
get the money from WrestleMania. And all.
He
got
still
cut
made
off.
money. 17
That's a
million
big
people
check.
watch.
That's a big check for
Neville had a good
WrestleMania,
reason to leave. I'm not saying it's not as justifiable as Sasha Banks, but Neville had a good reason to leave.
All right,
and he was
anywho,
too good.
Can
Yes.
let's talk
Anywho.
about Peyton Royce and her overhydration.
That was funny. That was funny.
Yeah, so like her complaint last week was that she was dehydrated and she couldn't beat Kyrie Sane because she was dehydrated. So she drank a gallon of water before her match with Kyrie this week, and then she was overhydrated, and that's why she lost to Kyrie.
These were.
This is Edge and Christian. This is literally what Edge and Christian did in the 2000s.
But Edge and Christian did stuff. Like, really.
Edge and Christian won a multi-team match at WrestleMania for the tag
Edge and
titles.
Christian could wrestle.
And they put in work.
See,
What are Peyton and Billy doing?
I love the Iconics. Yeah.
They're not Edge and Christian.
Hurting me in the inside. Just a pain.
Really?
I just,
You don't
I
like them?
wanted, when they announced women's tag team belts, it felt like such a necessity and such a need that when you put it on Sasha and Bailey, yes, do I like them as a team because of the bad booking they had for months? No. But that being said, at least they're two legitimate wrestlers that you can look back as their careers and say, like, they've had great matches where you can say that they really lift up these titles. Peyton, had good matches in NXT, but I don't buy Billy as a wrestler at all.
That's
I
why
just
she's
don't
not
buy
wresling.
her.
She's just a great, entertaining character.
I just don't think they should
Sort
have
of
a
like
title
Elias.
run.
Not everything in wrestling has to be super serious, and I'm gonna nut on myself because
I
it's
think-
super serious. Like it's gonna be entertaining.
But I think you need at least 6 months of a real
Not on the
title.
list.
I'm baffled.
Me too.
I'm very.
I love the Iconics. I
love the Iconics.
Kyrie. This is the wrong matchup to have. It should
Why?
have been because I feel like both of these women couldn't afford a loss in a way. Because Kyrie's new, and I love the Iconics and they're the champion. It should have been Asuka versus Peyton, and Peyton should have beaten Asuka. Because I don't care about Asuka that much.
I don't care about
'cause-
Asuka either. But
Yeah.
then wrestling Twitter is gonna be dirty diaper
Who
city
cares, though?
because Peyton beat Asuka.
I know.
Because, they can't beat, Carmella can't beat her, even though she used an entire man to cheat her way to victory.
Just like her
half
whole
man.
title run.
Yeah.
James
Exactly.
Ellsworth.
Now, how long do you think the Iconic's gonna hold?
They're
titles?
gonna cheat to win at Money in the Bank, and they're gonna lose it to.
Do you think
them.
it's gonna be multi-woman at Money in the Bank?
No, it's just against Asuka and Kyrie.
It's pre-show, probably, too. In
Nah.
my opinion.
It depends what else is on. Well, it's kind of a stacked card already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna get KO, Kofi, probably Finn, maybe.
Andrade.
I was about to call him CN. Andrade.
Finn and
Seth.
Andy.
You got the two Money in the
Seth,
Banks.
AJ.
Two Money in the Bank, Seth, AJ.
Becky's fighting twice.
Exactly.
She's
We just named 9 matches.
She's fighting Charlotte and her
So-
clone.
WrestleMania all
Or-
over.
or
again.
yeah,
Lacey
if there's a pre-show, it's going on the pre-show. Unless
there's
it
a
goes.
pre-show.
The
unless it
cruiserweight
goes-
match,
well,
cruiserweight title's probably gonna be in a pre-show.
Yeah, it
well,
has.
cruiserweight
it has
title's
to
always
be.
on the pre-show.
That's
when
the
it's
truth.
never been the main card.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you guys alluded to, Charlotte beat Bailey, #1 contenders match. So Charlotte versus Becky. Bailey was more interesting than she's ever been in that promo on
It's a breath of fresh air for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See what happens when you distance yourself from Sasha Banks?
It took me like 5 minutes to remember who the SmackDown tag champs were for a minute. I was just zoning out.
Oh yeah, the Hardy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
Jeff,
Hardys.
Jeff Hardy got injured
Oh my
over the
God,
weekend.
they said
I
it
just
was
said
kind-
that and I forgot
Me
again.
too. I was
like,
zoning out.
Yeah, they haven't been on
Wait,
TV
It took me a
since
minute.
the Lars thing.
Yeah.
And we don't really have like established teams on Smack besides a New Day. It's like,
And
SmackDown had such a good tag division. They're like, let's move it to Raw.
but
Yeah.
that's the thing is like Raw has a stacked tag division and not a stacked women's division. SmackDown has the opposite. So
it used to be like when they had the cruiserweight in the
Yeah.
women's division. Now it's the tag and the.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
fine.
Wrestling.
Wrestling. Wrestling.
Finn and Andrade, very good
Slap.
match.
Love it.
Very good
I
match.
love it.
Now they have
Give
have
them
that rubber
actual.
match,
Give them
yeah.
like 15 minutes to work with.
They had like 15
they
minutes
had
to work with
plenty
on
of time.
SmackDown.
Was it? I watched this at like
It was
4.
like
I watched.
12.
I watched this when I woke up today. I don't remember.
I'll take another 15 minutes. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'm
give
fine.
it 15 more.
I'm fine
And
with that.
it'll tell a better story because they're already established.
And I think that like because Andrade has proved that he can work with guys like Finn. Like if you look back with no build, because I look back at like the match I always go to with Andrade is the NXT title match with Johnny, and like that match had little to no build. It really wasn't. There wasn't a huge story behind it. They come out and they do this. I mean, one of the most incredible matches I've ever.
The greatest match of all
watched.
time,
Yeah.
in my estimation.
And then like, and then so Finn is such a similar character where I think that, like you said, if they got 15 more minutes, or if by some grace of God, Vince just said, "Hey, the last 45 minutes of SmackDown is yours. Go no holds barred and just beat the crowd of each other," it would be one of the greatest matches SmackDown's ever seen.
Yeah, or like give them like what happened with Andrade and Ray in the beginning of this year. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm waiting for the Finn Randy because we'll probably get that SummerSlam. But I'll save that for Saturday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I haven't completely booked out my SummerSlam yet for Saturday.
I haven't even done it.
I
yet.
have no idea what I want to book.
Oh, I got to do that before tomorrow because I'm kind of busy tomorrow.
You're very busy
Yeah.
tomorrow.
yeah,
Yeah.
me and Sir Roman are kind of busy.
Yeah. I'm grilling 10 pounds of chicken wings tomorrow. That's
Yeah,
what
that's
my
cool.
Friday entails.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
If you want to come down and help out, you
No, I got 10 pounds of chicken wings on the grill.
Yeah, Dante's kind of busy tomorrow. He's
I got a grill for Sportsathon, so I got 10 pounds of chicken wings. Did you guys know I have 10 pounds of chicken wings? I haven't said it enough. This is my transition into 205 Live because 10 pounds is less than 205.
Are we sure?
that was kind of smooth.
Let's very quickly talk about the #1 contenders match. Daivari over Oni. That's fine. Whatever. Tony Nese gets a nice little win. Umberto versus Drew Gulak.
I didn't watch.
I didn't watch it.
Smacked in a half.
Oh yeah, no, it was. I have like since they made this show after the whole Enzo Amore incident. It has been
Run.
yeah. Well, I'll just call the whole thing an incident. Like that show has been like the silent unsung hero of WWE wrestling. Like the matches between Ali and Cedric Alexander were fantastic. The matches between Buddy Murphy and Cedric, Buddy Murphy and Ali. I mean, whoever was in the title picture of that match was always fantastic. Drew Gulak wasn't a name that I thought really could go with a really good match because he struck me as this kind of this slow submission specialist who loves to work during commercial breaks. And then all of a sudden with this match with Umberto, I was like, holy crap, no. The entire division can really wrestle. once someone gives them the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I just wish, like you said, Jesse, they're never going to be on the main card. I wish they were, because if a casual wrestling fan could see the insane stuff that they did in that match, 205 Live would take off.
Yeah.
The most overrated wrestler of all time made 205 good, so that's cool. Triple H.
Oh.
Come on. You should know
I
who.
thought you were saying Neville for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, that's
I mean, I would
was like,
agree.
Enzo?
I thought Enzo.
Maybe
Yeah.
agree there with Neville.
Stop it.
Ben's a quitter.
He's a quitter. Yeah.
Deontay
but-
just really doesn't like people who leave WWE.
Yeah.
No, I'm
You think so?
See, I stopped caring about him. I'm with you on that.
I haven't watched one Ben Neville match since he quit.
Yeah, fair. I haven't either. But
Ben Neville the
I'm
quitter.
not gonna hate on the guy. You know, it's not over in TNA. You know, taking Percocets and painkillers.
Like Kurt
Whoa,
Angle.
we're
Yeah.
not talking 2010 TNA.
2006.
2000.
We're talking Kurt Angle here.
He did that for 4 years. I mean, he
Well,
probably did it for 4 years.
I was thinking of Jeff, but
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Jeff wasn't on Percocets.
He-
Jeff
Jeff
was
was on-
He was on everything else.
yeah, I don't.
Jeff was on a lot of stuff.
Allegedly.
Victory Road. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I can build a
Alleg-
court case against Jeff on Victory Road alone.
Allegedly, we got to put that in there.
Yeah. So two matches announced for Money in the Bank, the two title matches from SmackDown. Nice and Davario probably be a Money in the Bank kickoff. It's
yeah,
fine.
Nice is gonna win. So it's
Fine.
Yeah.
well, we all think.
Yeah.
Good win for
should.
Nice.
He should. He will.
Ah, hope so.
4 minutes left. Let's talk very quickly about NXT.
Yep.
Tag match slapped.
The tag match did slap.
Yeah.
Roddy and Johnny was
It was
good.
very good.
Yeah, like we've said this before. Roddy's too good to be in the tag team as he was. And
Yeah.
he's really good as a singles guy, and we're getting the tension. I
Yeah.
like it. It was just weird how he grabbed Adam Cole's hair after he had punched Matt Riddle.
Yeah.
It's weird that he grabbed him like that, and it was understandable why Cole kicked him like that. So yeah, I don't know. We might get a triple threat or something like that with Johnny,
Yeah.
Roddy, and Adam.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I think then Roddy.
I think
Roddy then
Brooklyn.
doesn't keep the tension. Stays with Cole. They tag team up on Johnny. I don't think they're telling this like he's leaving the Undisputed Era. I think this is all
Or maybe he gets kicked out.
Yeah, or something. I just don't see them breaking up, especially
Yeah.
right now.
I see them breaking up, but I see them breaking up in a way of Cole has a singles match against Johnny because he's the uncrowned NXT champion. Roddy ambushes him during the match and ruins Cole's chance, sending them to their Brooklyn feud or like their summer was Takeover Toronto.
Yeah.
Takeover Toronto feud of you just have Cole versus Roddy.
Winner stays in.
Yeah, winner stays it. Winner gets the era essentially.
Or winner's the leader, and the others kicked out, something like that.
Poor Roddy.
I think the road to Toronto is a four-way with the four main guys you saw there: Riddle, Gargano, Cole, and Roddy.
Yeah, that's cool.
I had the idea that like between Toronto and War Games, Undisputed win all the titles, and then War Games is for all the titles, and it's Undisputed's last
Hey,
run.
that was my thing.
Oh.
This was I thought that
I got that from you
I
guys.
was-
I thought I
yeah.
got it from one of my friends online. I don't know.
That's how fantasy
I
was.
booked
That
that
was
like
fantasy.
6
Yeah.
months ago.
Okay, well, I booked Brian Kofi like 10 weeks
That's
before
true,
it happened.
you did.
So.
And we all called you wrong. So
Yep,
I
yeah,
was close
so.
in my booking. I had Kofi versus Sammy at Money in the Bank. Is that a Kofi Owens?
But
I was close, but I wasn't.
I
there.
also
Yeah, I was
booked
close.
it. I booked it
I was
6
close.
months ago. I booked it a little different. The only belt they couldn't get their hands on was Pete Dunne's UK Championship.
Speaking of
and they
the-
were willing to put all
that
their
didn't
belts
come out
on
yet,
the
right?
line.
The UK thing where they're the new alliance. Or
Yeah, it hasn't appeared
Yeah.
on TV. They're still doing access taping.
spoiler
UKs.
alert, that's gonna be fire.
WB already said it happened. Yeah, Imperium, Walter, Alexander Wolf, Fabian Eichner, Marty Barty.
Isn't that like the
Barty?
Isn't that like the Axis powers they were trying to like recreate or something like that?
No,
I love the Axis powers.
It's based off of the WX.
Whoa.
It's based off the WXW group Ringkampf, which means ring struggle in German.
Yeah, because comp means struggle.
Yeah. So yeah,
It's
they're-
essentially Samora's right. It's essentially the Axis powers. It's
Yeah.
an Austrian guy, 2 Germans, and an Italian.
Yeah.
It's like who did you not
He is
like in
German,
World War
isn't
II?
he? Is Alexander Wolf's German?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I was thinking is the Axis powers.
Okay.
Yeah, that might slap. And that
it's
gives,
gonna be very good,
And
yeah.
that gives a reason for Pete Dunne to kind of stay down. And
Yeah.
then maybe we get British Strong Style versus them.
Probably.
We'll get British. We'll get British strong
because
style.
the British hated them
Right,
in World War
and we'll
II.
have NXT. We'll have NXT take over UK D-Day and just have
You have what? You have an American invasion? You send the undisputed era over, and it's like,
right.
here's the
And you
recruits,
said
guys.
no. You said one Canadian guy.
All right. I didn't think we could top last week, but oh boy.
Yeah.
Come on, we do this every week.
That's it for this week.
We're hopeful now.
Then this week.
Come on.
That's it for this. Oh, no. I was right with that. That's it for this week in professional wrestling.
there you go.
After the top of the hour and all of our good music that we play here, which is from Persona 5 today. I'm playing Persona 5 music. We're going to do hot takes.
We're gonna get a little toasty.
Little toasty. Keep it locked here on Brave New Radio. You're listening to No Rest Holds for the Weary.
WPSC-FM, Wayne, New Jersey. On the dial, 88.7, online at gobrave.org. Part of the William Patterson Broadcast Network.
After the bands have played, the crew's gone home, and Brave-a-thon has been rocked. Get ready for Sports-a-thon.
The end zone for an unbelievable touchdown.
15 hours of professional and pioneer sports with William Patterson athletes and coaches, professionals in the industry, and sports enthusiasts joining our analysts live in the studio.
This ball is crushed.
The first ever Sports-a-thon. Saturday, April 27th, 9 a.m. to midnight, only on Brave New Radio.
Try to run me through, hold on, think again. Don't you know what you're starting? You sure we got that clue? How bad this we go? Don't you know? No more art. And as you look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy winds go too cold. Seems like it break but out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is to pass for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you. You're not surprised. Think you got your game planned out. Do it deep, get 'em 2 steps ahead, yeah. So step into my way, stand out. It's a trap, one more step, and you're dead. Why just a bit to say goodnight, go clear blue skies, but now lightning's like your last resort. It's not an accident.
Hi. We're back. I'm Dr. Vacatoro. Welcome back to No Rest Holds for the Weary. You were listening to Last Surprise from the Persona 5 soundtrack. Big fan of Persona 5, now Jokers and Smash Bros.
I played with him yesterday.
He's good.
He is good.
He's good.
He's good. He
Yeah.
gets destroyed by Ridley, though.
I'm putting up a bet for Sports-a-thon. First person to beat me in Smash Bros gets $10.
That's me.
Can we shake right now?
It's open for everyone.
Oh, that's-
everyone who comes.
Cool,
You might
cool.
have them while you're sleeping. So
Yeah, that probably.
yeah, I don't know.
I have to do a tour in the morning, so I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be
You
with
get here at 9 a.m.
Yeah, I'll be here all day.
Me and
so.
Ike are gonna win that $10.
If I did tours, I just tell people not to go.
Yeah.
That's no good.
So
My Steve doesn't do tours.
yeah. So I'm Dante Vacatoro. I don't know if I said that already. We have Stephen Clark, Alec Roman, Samori Rose, Jesse Norman, and it's time for hot takes. So we're gonna do what we've done all of the time. Whoever says their take is going to say it with no response, no snickering, no bickering, no anything. He's going to justify themselves really quick, and then we're going to laugh at them.
All right.
Sound good?
The guest should go first.
Yes, Alec,
I
you're
get to go
first.
Oh,
first?
come on. I wanted to go first.
I mean, you can go.
All
Jesse
right,
can
ready?
go first.
The
I'll
D-
defer. I'll
The
defer.
D-Day invasion storyline is the best thing ever partially booked on this show.
Are you
Truth.
That,
Truth.
Yep.
All right, what's your real hot take?
No, I was kidding. I'll go first. I just wanted to get that out there.
Okay.
I was gonna be like, man, he liked my idea.
But that was the actual.
Also, no, it would be awesome.
Okay, so my first hot take, I'm gonna go right at the top because it was topical at the time when we were bringing this all up. Ronda Rousey is the worst failed experiment in the WWE in the past few years, and I say this because she had the most athletic potential. She is a judo Olympic champion, a judo world champion. She was the leading lady in UFC when their women's division was just getting started. Like, you had so much potential. You brought in a world-class athlete, and that could really excel your division and really bring it up. And you didn't book her right. You booked her in a celebrity feud in the beginning, which was fine, and she did really well. And H was a good person to put her with because H can sell, and he knows how to work the business. However, I think that putting her in feuds with Nia Jax, who is just not, to me, just not an entertaining wrestler, and you put her in with Nikki Bella, who again, not an entertaining wrestler. The only real feud she ever had was Becky Lynch, and that was at the very end. And even then, she botched the finish because you never actually had her in real matches up to that point. So everyone's going, oh, she's terrible. No, she's not terrible. She just never learned. And honestly, would it have killed her to go to one Robbie Brookside promo class in NXT before she came up, before she stumbles over her words and then goes on a Twitter rant saying how she has a speaking disorder and we should all feel bad for her? Like, I really don't care. You're a professional wrestler at this point. Welcome to the career. You have to speak and wrestle. That's the whole point. So if you don't want to put the work in to train and get good at it, I can't help you. So I just think that she's the worst failed experiment, not because of anything she did herself, because WWE put her out there, gave her no help and no build, and said, we pray to God this works.
Whoa.
I wasn't expecting you to get this hot in here.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Oh, I should have started. Okay. Wow.
Well,
Got deep.
so, you want to go? Some of your points are justifiable.
Yeah, I would say the only thing I really disagree with is the failed experiment, because it did put a very big focus on women's wrestling,
we got the first
which
ever
is
women's
what
division.
they
I was
wanted
gonna say,
it
I don't
to
know
do.
if it's pretty much failed if they got
Yeah.
the main event.
Yeah.
And she's
But I do get what you're saying with the whole Nikki Bella and and I think that was a problem of WWE making her look so good that nobody could compete with her until you built Becky all the way up, or you had Charlotte, who was Ric Flair's daughter. But other than that, I still can't call it a failed.
Yeah, I think
so. Like, somebody I would compare her to is Kurt Angle. They kind of had a similar background, and look what Kurt Angle became out of.
Yeah,
One of the greatest.
What I
wrestlers
would
ever.
compare her to, and I think this is similar to what Alex saying, like it's a failed experiment. Brock Lesnar's second run with when he had the title.
You know how I feel about him.
Coming back from MMA, really big star. The only thing is Ronda was there more than Brock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most comparable thing I can find it
No,
to.
but I'm comparing Kurt Angle because Kurt Angle he became something great out of it. Ronda, her run was good. Don't know if I'm going to call it great.
I wouldn't even give it good, though. Like, what was one really, really good? Because I signify a good title run by good matches, right? So a good storyline. You got me emotionally invested. She didn't get me emotionally invested until someone came in and punched her in the face. So
I think her good matches were WrestleMania, of course. WrestleMania 34 was good. Then Money in the Bank was good, I believe. Her and Nia when Alexa cashed in. SummerSlam was not good. What was that?
It was Alexa.
Yeah, that wasn't good. Evolution wasn't fond with her and Nikki
Hell in
Bella.
a Cell was good.
Hell in a Cell was her and Alexa, and they fought for real.
Survivor Series was good.
Survivor Series was very good. I think that was her
That was
first.
the best match.
Yeah, I think that was her best match. Then TLC was Nia.
I think
We saw it already. Sasha was good at Rumble.
Sasha was good at Rumble.
Yeah.
Who'd she fight at Elimination Chamber? Ruby Riott.
It was quick, but it was a
Squash.
storyline thing.
The
yeah.
storyline thing, and then Mania. Mania was the match was
we know.
whatever.
Yeah. I think we had higher expectations for her. That's the thing. We had a higher expectation than.
See,
or-
I think I don't find it like a failed experiment because I didn't come in with very high expectations for Ronda.
Yeah.
Because even when she signed the contract, I never felt, and this could be a bad thing, I never felt Ronda was all in on WWE either. She even came out and said, hey, I don't need to be doing this. I'm doing this because I want to, but it always to me sounded more like a hobby thing, like something she wanted to do, not like AJ Styles was like, I've worked 20 years to be in this business. Like, I love this. Ronda never felt like she loved the company or jumped 2 feet in and was, I'm going to be the best wrestler that I possibly can be. I'm going to be this. Like, it never felt like that. It was, oh, okay, I'm going to do this thing for a little while. I'm going to go have a family, and then I'm going to star in a bunch of movies because I'm done with MMA, and I don't know what else I'm going to do next.
Yeah, I think it's because I call it a failed experiment because I had such high expectations. She came in and she was supposed to be the face of WWE's women's division. She was then going to lead SmackDown when it went to Fox because she's a legitimate athlete. And you keep saying all these accolades, and it's like, well, then she's going to be the face of the company. And then, yeah, if you want to go start a family, I have no problem with that. Go start a family. But your title reign, I would not put it as one of the best title reigns for a woman in the company. No. And like that's what you marketed yourself as. So if I market myself as the best of anything and I come up as mediocre, that's a failure. That's a miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good. I somewhat agree.
Yeah.
Dante?
I liked Ronda's everything a lot.
Of course.
If she stayed off Twitter, she'd be more enjoyable. But her real life personality on Twitter is not very good. She got bodied by Becky on Twitter for like 6 months. Yeah. I thought her matches were good. She picked up wrestling, I think, quicker than Angle did. She was
picked it up, and she, again, like I don't even feel like she cared that much about it.
Yeah, but she was just able to do it. I do agree with you that like something fell off about it. I don't necessarily like you guys said, I don't think it was a failed experiment because obviously it did a lot for the women's division. And I argued that in my honors thesis that like her coming in brought some sort of mainstream attention, forced WWE to kind of make the women's division matter more than it did. Yeah, but I agree that like especially if that was her last match, even for a year, if she doesn't come back until next year's Mania or whatever,
that's fine.
It's gonna feel weird looking back at this reign. So, yeah, I enjoy it. I appreciate it. Who's next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be looking.
I guess.
All right, so Rey Mysterio,
Yeah.
best worker in the company right now. Period.
Right now.
Period.
Whoa.
Period. Because just listen. Just hear me out. No reactions.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
No reactions.
No, I'm
Rey
gonna
Mysterio?
apologize. I'm sorry.
Rey Mysterio can work with anybody. Period. Rey Mysterio can work in triple threats. He can work in fatal four ways. He can work in six mans. He can work in ladder matches. He can work in one-on-ones. Some of the best workers that we've talked about, AJ Styles, they've had matches where they conflict with different styles. Rey Mysterio can work any style. He can work anybody. He can work a big man, little man match. He can work a little man match. As far as it goes across the board, Rey Mysterio can do any match that he's needed. He can do any spot that is needed. He can do anything in the company. He can get anybody over.
So can Jinder Mahal.
Oh my God!
I thought you were going to say Andrade. Oh, God.
Somewhere else with this.
Oh,
If you would have said this 15 years ago, I would have said, yeah.
I think today's Rey Mysterio is one of the best. He doesn't need any character. He doesn't need anything. He's just so good. He can do anything.
He's up there, but I don't think he's the best.
The way he works, the best part of that triple threat Monday night was Rey Mysterio to me. The best part of that amazing fatal four-way for the U.S. belt, which we can say belt again.
At the pay-per-view you didn't like?
Yeah, I mean, I like this.
Fastlane?
I liked this Fastlane. But the best part of it was the fatal four-way, and the best part of that fatal four-way was Rey Mysterio. I think if you want a guy to get over and you want a guy to have a good match, period, I'm putting him with Rey Mysterio.
So he's the Cassius Ono of the main roster.
Yeah, he's better than Cassius Ohno, but he is. There are guys like, again, AJ, so good. I would say AJ's one of the best workers, but there are guys he doesn't work with well. Kevin Owens is one of them. They super talented, kept apart, but when they came together, they did not have good matches. Period. Daniel Bryan has had bad matches before. Like Rey Mysterio is the only guy that I can see right now on the roster that if you paired him with anybody, I'm saying, okay, good match. Unless the other wrestler's a wet paper bag, which even then I'm thinking maybe 2 stars. It's going to be a good match that Rey Mysterio can get a guy over.
I agree with you to a point. I think that he is probably the only guy in a company who will literally do anything. Like that, you've never heard a story about him backing down from a match or saying no to working with somebody. He's a consummate professional.
He put his son's custody on the line.
Put his son's custody on the line. Killed a guy in the ring once.
Oh, jeez.
But like he's a really good worker in the company, and yes, he is a great person to have on the roster because he does anything and he'll go for any belt. He doesn't need a character. However, to say that he's a better worker than someone like Styles or someone like Andrade, and to say that he puts on better matches with more people, I think that there are more flaws in his work than anything. Because yes, AJ did not work well with Kevin Owens. I think we can all agree to that. But AJ made John Cena look like a different character when they did the whole beat up. No, but he was getting stale. You come out with beat up John Cena, and then all of a sudden John Cena's back and AJ's back. So I think Ray doesn't do the thing that I look at is Ray doesn't do anything for his opponent. Ray always does something for himself. And I think in a wrestling match, you need to do something. If you can manage to make both yourself look good and your opponent look really good and walk away in both directions, both being happy, I think that's a true marker. I think Rey Mysterio on a list of workers is definitely top 10, but I wouldn't say the best.
Yeah, this is going to go into what I have to say. So Rey Mysterio is a very, very good worker. Yeah. And we saw that when he came back and he was doing his program with Andrade. But the best worker in the WWE right now, I don't think so. He's very good, though. He's very good. I don't know, getting people over, that hasn't been his job recently. But even back then, like in 2009 when he fought Ziggler, he didn't get Ziggler over.
I'm not talking about 2000.
Well, you said he could put...
He's talking about now. Yeah, Jesse's talking now.
This Mysterio right now.
He hasn't had to put anybody over, but
Andrade.
So I don't think it's that hot of a take. I think he's probably top 10.
Yeah, right now. Top 10's fine.
Top 10 and number 1 is a hot take. That's like me saying the Cleveland Browns are the best team in the NFL.
And people are going to say that.
I'll give him top 5.
Yeah, I think just day-to-day, week-to-week, Finn's the best worker WWE has on the main roster right now. Finn, yeah. Okay. No. Finn and Andrade are 1 and 2, yeah.
Andrade's my number 1.
I would go Finn top 5.
Finn, Ray, Andrade, all top 5. I'll give Ray top 5, too.
That's nice. Thank you for sharing.
I guess I go. Since
you got the mic in front of you, yeah?
Yeah, I guess. All right.
The mic in front of you.
I do have the mic in front of me.
So funny to me.
Are you all right, man?
Yeah, how much sleep did you get last night? Because I'm on about 4.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm about 4.5 hours too. All right, we're got some psychopaths here, but that's okay. All right, AJ Styles.
I used to be a bad man.
Yeah. Dante is done right now. Earth, the host. Are you all right, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, man.
Okay, AJ Styles. He is the greatest worker ever.
Oh.
Ever.
Wrong.
Let him talk.
Jesse.
People yelled at me. I was allowed one interruption.
We apologize to you.
He got it. That's fine. I just think he has the best offensive repertoire. He's put on some of the best matches I've ever seen. And the thing about him, he's been able to do it everywhere he's gone. So he did it in TNA, did it in PWG, he did it in ROH, he did it in New Japan, and he's now doing it in WWE. For what I've seen with my eyes, I just think he's the best. Now you guys can debate me all you want. Jesse, you can go first since you already said I'm wrong.
I understand the doing it everywhere. I just value WWE more than anywhere else because it's the
look what he's
stage.
done in WWE.
Yeah, he's done great stuff in WWE. My only knock on him is that he hasn't been there long enough.
He's been there 3 years, and
but
what I'm saying, some of the best matches I've seen in WWE in the past 3 years have featured AJ Styles. So,
I could argue Tommaso Ciampa had better matches in a 6-month run than AJ's had in his 3-year reign.
Sure, we can debate that, but
I can argue Velveteen Dream's already had better matches.
We can debate that too. That's fine.
And then that's just guys in this span. I could mention Shawn Michaels having better matches for an entire career.
That's fine. That's perfectly fine.
And I love AJ. I'm one of the biggest AJ fans.
That's fine. That's all fine.
But no. I just can't. I can't.
Okay.
He hasn't been on he hasn't been on the biggest stage long enough. You can be so good in so many different places, but until you do it on the biggest stage,
and my thing with him,
consistently,
he can work with everybody. You said Ray could work with everybody.
Work with Kevin Owens.
I think he worked pretty decently with Kevin
Better
Owens.
than Shinsuke.
Yeah.
It didn't work. It didn't work.
Well,
with
that's Shinsuke, though.
But they fought before, and when they fought
It
before,
was fantastic.
it was
You're right.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
but-
perfectly fine, actually. But AJ Styles had a match with Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 33.
Oh my God, let's
and
not
that
act
was-
like Shane's bad. Shane
Did
just
I
had
say-
a great match with Miz.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a good match.
Okay.
What?
Shane McMahon, who's not a wrestler, not a trained wrestler, and AJ Styles had the best match on that WrestleMania card.
Not a trained wrestler, but wrestling for
Not,
18 years.
not the best match in the Mania.
So in the interest of
Oh,
time,
33.
I'm going to keep this short. Obviously, I don't agree.
I know you don't.
I think the argument just speaks to the greater problem with trying to critique wrestling is like, what makes a good worker? Is it just moves? Is it putting together a match? Is it does character have to come into it? Does story have to come into it? And I think if you maybe in ring, just physically
in ring. I'm talking straight in
physically
ring.
doing moves to people and taking moves from people, AJ has the argument there.
I'm talking straight in ring. I'm not talking about character or anything like
I
that.
think as the total pack, but I would value the total package as a worker because
fine.
you're a worker.
That's fine.
As a total package, AJ does not come close.
I'm just talking
that's-
straight in ring. So that's fine.
I think AJ
So you
and
somewhat
Shawn-
agree with me. So that's
I think
cool.
AJ and Shawn are the top two.
I think they're the top two, but like Dante said, I think I value the whole package. I value your character, I value your mic work, I value your ring work. At all, they make up 33% of the pie each. And I think that AJ, when I think worker, I think everything. Do I think AJ is one of the greatest? Absolutely. I think AJ's been able to do everything everywhere he's ever gone. However, I always will look at someone like Michaels, like Brett, and I will say, they are the pinnacle for me. Maybe it's because I grew up watching them. Maybe it's because they were my first introduction to the art form. But that it's, for me, think people like Dream strike me as the next greatest thing, where I look at AJ and I'm like, he is like really, really, really good. But it's like me looking at Antonio Brown. I think Antonio Brown is a terrific receiver, but he's not Rice. So I think that like Shawn Michaels would be my Rice, and AJ would be close, but not over him.
Be his beans. You're right. Rice and beans. I'm hungry.
I didn't want to do that as a Hispanic man. I want to throw my whole race under the bus.
Look, that's fine. I got somebody saying he's top two. I got another person saying he's top two.
He's top. Top five.
I just think he's the best in ring worker.
I value WWE.
Sure,
until you do it in the big leagues consistently.
I think he's done it consistently.
He's done it for 3 years. If he was in WWE longer, maybe.
I think he's been consistent while he's on it. Do you have
Should've got there
Do
earlier.
you have anything to say, Steven?
I'm good. I said AJ Shawn top two workers of all time.
Okay.
Okay.
In what order? If I just had to.
If AJ's consistently does it for another 2-3 years, AJ's number one.
So right now, Sean's one.
Right now, Shawn's number one.
That's cool.
For the last one for this half hour, Mr. Stephen
All
Clark,
right.
go ahead.
Try to make this short since we're starting to run out of time. All right. So, let's talk about my boy Phil Brooks a little bit. Mr. CM Punk.
Oh yeah, we love some Philly.
How you doing, Phil?
This is a very hot take, I think. The greatest run of his career was his Straight Edge Society run. Yep, I'm going to leave it at that. The greatest run of his career was long hair, looking like Jesus with Luke Gallows, Serena, shaving people's heads every week, trying to get people to join his Straight Edge Society up until he joined a new Nexus. I'd say.
You know what? That's something like I actually never thought of.
Yeah.
But that's actually the truth.
Yeah.
And I would agree with you with that because they botched his whole summer.
Summer of Punk. Yep, I agree.
They botched it so bad. Because if the way they could, well, I watched the What Culture thing of how to book it.
Oh, you mean on just being negative?
Yeah,
that's all
all
does.
What
I
Culture
stopped
is.
watching.
Top 10 worst wrestlers in WWE.
Well, no,
ever,
but when they
top 10
when they
botched
were
storylines.
when they were booking it, that how to book the CM Punk thing, that was fine.
I
Oh,
love
back in the
back-
day.
yeah,
with
back
Adam
then.
Blanc,
Good.
yeah.
back.
Before he got in trouble for some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For an incident.
Yeah,
Couple
but
incidents.
if they would have did it like that, and maybe he would have gone off and actually wrestled for other promotions while he was not under contract and had the title, it would have made it so much better. But
it would
I think it would have made it better.
it would have made it better for hardcore fans. It wouldn't have made it better for any
But
casuals.
it's understand why he was back the next week or the two 2 weeks after. What was it? 2 weeks after or a week after, whatever.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
2
but
weeks after.
that whole Straight Edge Society.
So good.
And
No, the Straight Edge Society is so
and
good.
they kind of
but
and they kind of botched it at the end.
A little, but everything can't be perfect. But that's
Correct.
the greatest of his career, I'd say.
Yeah.
Even when he had the mask on too, when he got his head
After he got shaved by the Big
and then
Show?
Big Show removes it and then looks like Big Show's like little brother or something. That's what he looks like.
Yeah.
But, it was just so. At the time, it made me hate him too, which was good.
He did his job.
He did his job.
He was good at
like
doing his
Edge
job.
back in the day too. I didn't realize how good Edge was because I was a little kid. It was like boo Edge, and at this time I was like boo Punk. And looking back now, I think that's the greatest of his career. Any?
I think it was. Looking back on it retrospectively too, it's really interesting that he was the heel, and Jeff Hardy was the good guy because Jeff Hardy liked drugs and drinking, and we were like, yeah, Jeff Hardy, yeah, drugs, alcohol, no, being straight edge is bad. I just think that's really interesting.
Well, that's the Daniel Bryan thing. It's save the planet. No, burn it down. God, I don't want to recycle. What do you mean the cows are killing us slowly? I'm gonna keep eating burgers.
It's like I can't agree because the Punk Cena storyline was
That's fine.
Yeah, no.
was enough for me that was so good, and it had a 5-star
You're also the biggest
match.
John Cena fan, so
I am the biggest John Cena fan,
no,
as
it's-
everybody should
No,
be.
it's me.
That-
I'm the biggest fan.
all right, you two
I'd
can
literally die for John Cena right
Yeah, me
now.
too.
you two can fight for that, but
Me too.
it's understandable why you say that.
I like your thinking here.
Okay.
Because I was at the SmackDown tapings on New Year's Day 2010 where Punk like started shaving people's heads and stuff. Think character work definitely. I'm even going to disagree with y'all with Punk's best run though. 2013, his last year in the company.
His Undertaker, all that.
From The Rock.
That's what Kevin
I was
said.
about to say. I was
Kevin
about to
just
say
said
where
that in my
we
chat.
where we
Yeah.
started.
Yeah,
Where we finished.
so like
when he had a death wish and he had the Z-Pack on his staph infection on his butt for like 6 months. Yeah, he was just
from like Ryback. So from like I would say you're saying maybe Survivor Series till he was done. Survivor Series 2012.
Not even Survivor. Probably that promo, the Box with God promo with Rock, January 7th, 2013. That whole promo beforehand too was better than his pipe bomb, I think. And I think in
Pipe
ring
bomb,
wise,
you can't.
the
The
pipe.
pipe bomb.
It's
Yeah.
iconic.
No, but the pipe bomb's dated though.
Is it?
I think it had a shelf life, and I think
that's
yeah.
understandable.
I
Like
also-
Joey Styles pipe bomb.
Yeah, like I
That's
think
super dated.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think Miz's promo on Talking Smack was better than the pipe bomb.
I don't consider that a pro. I just consider
It was
that
more real.
It's a promo, but that's just
It got deep.
That's anger.
that's anger.
That's also for Talking Smack. That's for like more hardcore fans too. Like
Yeah.
no.
Punk's promo is directed for hardcore
Oh,
fans.
absolutely. But it was on national TV.
That's true.
Breaking the fourth wall.
How you doing, Cole Cabana?
How you doing, Cole Cabana?
Yeah,
But-
he's suing him.
Yeah, no, I think I
CM
have
Punk
to.
won that.
Lost?
Punk,
Yeah.
Punk
Yeah.
lost that lawsuit.
Lost.
Yeah. No, I agree with Dante. I think his last run after he lost the title, where he was trying to get it back so desperately, and like where he was like everyone else would come out for these events in the middle of the ring, which I always hate when they like call out the entire locker room who's supposed to hate each other, but they're all standing together.
Yeah.
And like Punk would laugh and like he would like walk to the back because he was just like, I don't care to be here. That was so much better character work, and maybe it was probably real, but like I think that run against the Shield when he beat all members of the Shield in a handicap match, I think that stuff's really his best run because it wasn't botched. Something that I really love the SES storyline, but the punt kick where he lost his title for no apparent reason, that really killed it for me because then I'm just like, well, why did I care about this for 6 months at this point? Why did I lose Jeff Hardy for this? And then so I just really think that, like Dante said, that last run and that Royal Rumble to cap it all off, where like Kane eliminates him and he
Kane
just never
killed him.
Yeah,
He just never came
he
back.
Never,
Came
and he
back,
never
yeah.
came back. I think as a casual fan watching that and not knowing everything about CM Punk afterwards, that is the best run because all of a sudden it's the only kayfabe kill that Kane has ever really had because he's the only one to never show up 6 weeks later after he went to rehab.
Yeah, we thought Randy Orton killed Jeff Hardy in Hell in a Cell for a while, but Jeff Hardy came back.
Well, Jeff Hardy came back.
Yeah.
CM Punk never came back, so he's actually dead.
Well,
in
he
WWE
came back
terms.
this week.
Oh yeah.
Nine-
yeah.
Allegedly.
No, it wasn't allegedly. It
No,
happened.
it's
it was him.
confirmed.
That was him.
His legs
Yeah.
are skinny. Holy
Apparently, it's
crap.
been confirmed he's returned to wrestling like 5
He's
or
done
6
this before,
different times.
yeah. This isn't the first time he
So
just
he
showed up
doesn't.
in a mask.
He doesn't
on an
actually
indie
just
show.
hate wrestling anymore.
Yeah.
I think he just
Says
hates.
he does.
Yeah, I think he just hates Vince.
Yeah.
Vince
And
Triple H.
and Paul.
Yeah.
All of that.
You know who doesn't hate Vince?
Me.
Me. Find out why on the flip side of this break. We're going to listen to Beneath the Mask from the Persona 5 soundtrack. And then we'll be right back with No Rest Holds for the Weary.
Where have you been? Been searching all along, confessing while alone and on, without a clue, without a sign, without grasping it. The real question to be asked: where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter. Apples masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter. What else should I be? Please don't take off my mask, revealing dark. Moments of calm, nothing left to be found. A mirror right in front of me, that's where I found an empty glass, reflecting that's a truth. It's telling words not to be told. I need that mask. I'm a sharpshooter. Apples masquerade, hiding both face and mind, all free for you to draw. I'm a sharpshooter, chained down to my core. Please don't take off my mask, my place to hide. I can't tell you how to see me. Just a cage of bones. There's nothing inside.
Hi.
You're not allowed to open like that.
Yeah,
That's veto. I'm
Yeah, don't do
writing
that.
on the don't you dare list.
Okay.
Hi.
We've had ourselves a morning here on No Rest Holds for the Weary, here on Brave New Radio. I'm Dante Vacatoro. Jesse Norman opened the door just a smidge for us to let the cool air come in. Samori Rose, Alec Roman, Stephen Clark, we're all here doing hot takes, and I guess it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
So in the past, I've said certain things like Jinder Mahal's title reign was objectively good. I've talked about how AJ Styles' second reign was objectively bad. I don't know if this is much of a hot. It's going to be a hot take, but it's I think a little tamer.
Good.
So remember, your mics are now off until I finish. So yeah, nobody can hear you because your mics are off. So
They can all hear us right here.
yeah, that's okay. That's okay. WrestleMania 35 this year was better than TakeOver. I think top to bottom as a show, Mania 35 had bigger moments. I think the highs were higher. The best match on Mania 35 was Bryan Kofi. I think that was better than anything the TakeOver put together. while TakeOver had 2 fantastic matches, I think WrestleMania had some better moments there. Now they are, yeah.
Okay. Are you done? I don't want to interrupt you.
That's just all that I had to say.
Okay, I'm not gonna.
I just have one question. I don't. I just me not remembering. Did you say that this was the greatest takeover of all time?
Yes, I said both. This is the greatest takeover and the greatest Mania of all time.
Okay, I disagree with you on the greatest Mania, but it's neither here nor there.
Right? Yeah.
This was the greatest takeover, and I believe it was better than WrestleMania by far.
I disagree.
I know you do, but. You said the highs were higher. I don't think there was any higher that was higher than Johnny Gargano, other than Kofi. Probably.
Kofi winning, I think.
Kofi winning. Becky.
It was equal to Johnny.
Johnny winning the title after going for it for so long.
It was equal.
And then Ciampa coming out and hugging him and Candice.
I mean, I cried during that, but that doesn't mean that it was
Johnny's like, I also cried for 8 hours straight for Mania.
I never cry for stuff.
I cried.
And like that almost got me.
When Jinder beat Nakamura at SummerSlam.
How would I know? Okay, but in all seriousness, I don't think there were better matches. You think? You said?
I think so. I'm not going to get technical with star ratings and things like that because at the end of the day, star ratings just numbers on a piece of paper.
That's actually stars on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Well, some numbers. The way you do fractions.
I got the numbers
after. In terms of like good, very good, great kind of thing, I think Mania. So here's my logic here. Mania had just as high of a propensity of good to great matches than TakeOver, but Mania means a lot more, and the stage for Mania is a lot bigger. So the things that happen at Mania are exacerbated because they're on that stage.
So here's the only matches I think that were better than anything on TakeOver, and the only 2 matches I'm talking about is Walter and Pete Dunne, and I really love that match. And the women's fatal 4-way is Kofi and Bryan, and that's it.
I think
it's nothing's. I don't think anything.
Batista Triple H.
Batista Triple H.
Hell no.
Looking back on Batista, I watched it over. And
hell,
it's really good.
Batista Triple H.
So listen, the tag match from TakeOver. I don't think anything was better than that. Riddle Dream, and you guys love Dream.
I love Riddle and Dream. But
I'm not the biggest Dream fan, but he's really good. I give him his credit.
He should be.
No,
Dream's
like
the future president of Disney's World Wrestling.
I don't think there was nothing better than that. I don't think there was anything better than a 2 out of 3 falls match. So that's 3 things from TakeOver. And I don't think anything's better from Mania. That's just me, though.
You guys like to think I'm overly critical of this TakeOver because I say it's the second greatest of all time.
You're going to talk about it.
I'm on second greatest too.
I think this is hard, and I'm not trying to like cop out, but it's like they're so hard to compare.
Yeah,
because
they're 2 completely different presentations.
So different. TakeOver is we're gonna give you 5 matches for 3 hours, so buckle up and get ready. And WrestleMania, we're going to give you 84 matches in 7 minutes. And then we have a whole post-game show. WrestleMania is more moments heavy. The best match by far was Kofi Bryan. Yep. And I think it was, head and shoulders above every other match that was on WrestleMania. And I would say that weekend.
Me too.
I would beg to differ.
I think Kofi Bryan was on another level than all of those other matches. I would probably agree that this WrestleMania was better than TakeOver. It was so much more impactful, long term. It was one of the best Manias, especially of the past 5 years. I would take this Mania over any of the other ones that we were given.
For an odd, okay, continue.
Yeah, I think there's some very, very good points, and I think 3 good people. Everybody we wanted to win won. There wasn't one questionable thing that happened on WrestleMania. You could argue there were some questionable things on TakeOver. Was it right to Baszler still winning? Was that the right call?
No,
maybe not.
But the match was good.
You could argue is Johnny and Cole the best outcome for Johnny to win there? Because if Ciampa can maybe come back, would you rather him win the title against him?
Yeah.
So
100%.
there's some conversation to be had. He's not. He's probably not coming back. I don't think. But there can be a conversation to be had that Takeover could have made the wrong calls. WrestleMania didn't. Top to bottom, did not make one wrong call. Had two of the best WrestleMania moments I can personally remember, with Kofi winning and then Becky winning. I mean, over the past 10 years, the only things I think of when I'm thinking of Mania is the Daniel Bryan 2 belts, 30 in the background.
That's the biggest moment.
That's the biggest moment in my lifetime that I can think of. And
that eye roll.
That's the biggest moment that I can think of.
That was
I mean,
a dirty
that's also
one.
because WWE puts it everywhere.
I think Becky winning is the biggest.
Well, that's what I'm
moment
saying.
for me.
Becky's up
Becky
there
and
too.
Kofi, I think.
Well, we're
this
gonna see.
year.
I think
We're
Kofi
also
in
gonna
there.
see. That's what I'm saying. WrestleMania this year created two of those.
Yeah.
They created Kofi with his kids and the belt, and Becky with the two belts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
they had everything Daniel Bryan did in 30 and how big that was. They multiplied it by 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we're gonna have a WrestleMania like that again in the next 3-4 years. I can guarantee you we're gonna have another takeover that's exactly like that.
Yeah.
We're gonna have another amazing takeover where we have 4 or 5 matches and they go 30 to 45 minutes. That's not what Mania is. So they're so different.
I agree.
I think that you can't compare them, like you said, because they're such different showcases. But you said that everything is exacerbated because it's this grandest stage, and I think that's kind of its downfall at the same time. I think I give it close. I think it's real close, but I still think Takeover is better because you had no build, and like that's the best part to me. That Gargano and Cole was made up because of an injury. It wasn't supposed to be that match. It was ham-fisted together at the last minute. You had, the Baszler 4-way looked like it was put together last minute because they went, oh crap, we don't have a women's rivalry going on right now. Like a lot of this stuff, and like, yeah, the tag team match had a rivalry going with it, so that made sense. And Walter and Pete Dunne, which is because you were like, well, Pete's had it for 2 years, we really have to get away from him. You know, I think that the matches they turned out with little to no build and little to no storyline behind it were incredible. And then you had these incredible matches, yes, these great moments with Kofi, and I cried when Kofi won, but that had 11 years of build to it.
Longest build to anything.
And like they almost screwed it up. And it was only because I know that, you know, sometimes we don't like them, but like the Twitter community, when Kevin Owens replaced him, blew up and was like, are you kidding me? We're going to get this close and never get it. You know, so I mean... And Becky almost was drawn out too long, too. I mean, at the halfway point of that feud, I literally went, I really don't care anymore.
Yeah,
like,
it dragged
I
down.
really just don't care. So I think that for me, it's more important that they finally reached the precipice at the end, and I can finally go, okay, Becky is the belts, Kofi's champion. We're done with all of that now. It was more of a breath of relief to be like, okay, we're done with all these worthless promos where I got to see the 4th contract signing in a week. And I can just, whereas Takeover was just like, here's 2 guys who can really wrestle. Here's 45 minutes. Go.
Yeah.
And then I could really just strap in and, you know, get a bowl of chips and be like, all right, I'm here for 3 hours. And by the end of WrestleMania, I mean, I don't even know how good that women's triple threat really was because I was delirious because I was so
That's
tired.
what the network's for.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I have to go back and rewatch it because I'm like half asleep. So I think just in a more condensed, high intensity, if they had storylines, it would have been even better mode. I really still like Takeover more because it was all that and more in just 3 hours and not 7, which was just almost unbearable.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm going to just agree with Dante.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'll just leave it at that.
Hey, you want to stay on the show? Yeah.
Heel Dante. Coming in for you.
I know.
Yeah. No, I understand your points there,
I
definitely.
agree.
But WrestleMania, I've gone back and watched it again.
Good.
It's really
It's greatest of all
It's
time.
really good.
It's greatest of all time.
greatest of all
It's
time.
definitely up there.
Can I say
Greatest
what,
of recent
I was-
memory.
You could say you don't have to
It's
play the
good.
martyr here.
It's good, but it's not GOAT. It's
good.
good, but it's not GOAT.
Dante and I are on together. on this one.
I'm saying
It's good. It's very good.
That's fine.
all right.
We have 20 minutes.
I have another one.
I think we all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't get to say one the last half hour, so I'm going to just say mine now.
Yeah, go for
Yeah,
it.
go. You're going first.
Yeah.
For a change. There we go.
All right. So I'm in the boat that John Cena is the greatest of all time. I agree with Jesse
the
there.
right boat.
The only reason he's the greatest of all time is because Batista took hiatus. If Batista was around full time through the 2010s, he'd be better than John Cena.
You think 2005s or 2000s, late 2000s / 2010s?
You think Batista would be better?
I think if Batista didn't quit in 2010 and 2014, and he stayed as long as Cena did,
He'd be GOAT status?
He'd be better than John Cena.
Better like wrestler, better
total package.
I don't know about that.
Not the biggest Cena fan. I don't know if I agree with that because I feel he's a better talker. Cena is better worker. I think Cena is.
I think Batista had just as many great matches as Cena
Batista was a
in the
face,
time. In the time that he...
In the time they did... they
were together.
So let's break it down. I think Cena had Michaels, which was good, from 23. Yeah. Batista had...
that Taker match, I think, was better than the Michaels-Cena.
I don't
agree with that.
That's 50-50. I see where you're going. That's 50-50. What the major feud Batista had was with Taker, right?
Yeah.
Was that better than the major feud Cena had with Edge?
That's up in the air.
Cena
I understand where you're going, and it's close. If I somewhat agree with that, though.
Let's look at it this way too. Peak Cena happened when Batista was gone.
Yeah.
Well, what was peak Cena?
11 through 13, 11 through 16.
So
Cena's best run of his career.
Money in the Bank till now.
Yeah, basically.
Okay,
and that happened at a time where Batista wasn't around.
He was around in 14, Batista.
But it wasn't that long. And even when he was around in 14,
Blue-tista.
Once he got past like the cardio, like from Mania to him quitting, I think Batista was great in 2014.
Yeah, when he turned, it was
exactly.
much better.
Yeah. The reason I have to disagree is, and it's because of WWE putting that spotlight on Cena. They gave.
How do you know Batista wouldn't get that spotlight if he stayed? Because he ended up going into movies too.
Yeah, he's in. All right,
and he's in bigger movies than Cena is.
He plays in way smaller parts than Cena does.
He was a Guardian of the Galaxy.
Yeah, he was one of them.
He's
probably the fourth most known.
He got snapped away.
Yeah, he's probably like the fourth most known Guardian of the Galaxy.
No, people like
John
Drax.
Cena is in millions.
He's a Marine, damn it.
Oh God,
He's one of the most memed people on Twitter. John Cena is. So you got to. I think Cena's just bigger. I don't know how to explain it.
I think Cena's bigger. I don't think if Batista stays, it changes at all. I think Cena's just bigger through and through.
Cena still beats him every other month on a pay-per-view for the title. Nothing changes. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Yeah, it's fine.
All right, we're just going in a circle. I'll go.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So
it'll end with mine. Crap.
Maybe.
The end of by the end of, I'll say this, by the end of WrestleMania 38, right? So give it 2 years. 38.
This is arbitrary.
Shayna Baszler will be the greatest wrestler in women's history, period. In 2 years' time. I like how Dante started, he's like, this is arbitrary. And then I said, and he was like, you know what? All right, I'll give you that. 2 years' time, Shayna Baszler will be the greatest wrestler in women's history and still going.
Wow.
She's 36. Are you sure about that?
That's what I'm saying.
That's the only part that I disagree with.
No, that's why she's. Oh no, she's gonna keep going. But Cena was the greatest of all time to me in 15.
She's not gonna leave to start a family.
Anything Cena does at this point is just icing. No, it's not even icing. It's decoration on the cake.
Man.
All right, it's writing the happy birthday. You know.
I don't know how to dispute that in a way.
Shayna's.
I'm just gonna.
I'll say it. I'll leave it this. I want to keep it short because I do want to get to Steve's last one. I'll agree with what Dante said about Samori's take on AJ Styles. I'll attribute the same thing. To be the best women's wrestler of all time, you got to have all three. You got to have a great character. You got to have a great mic work. You got to have great in-ring work. I don't think Baszler has the mic work for it. I think that there are other people who are much better, and I think it's easier to teach the ring work than it is to teach the personality.
Yeah.
I think her personality, though.
The BA personality.
Here's my thing.
It's so good.
I think Charlotte is already the greatest women's wrestler of all time.
And that's why Shayna's going to surpass her.
She's not better than Charlotte. She could be, but she's climbing a big hill.
She has all the makings.
Because Charlotte has the mic work. Charlotte has the character, even though it's a copy of her father.
Charlotte also has
she's the skill. She has the in-ring work. She has the matches. Yeah.
Charlotte has some periods in there too where she is very boring to watch.
Charlotte Sasha Banks.
I have never once, and this is an NXT versus WWE thing, kind of, but I've never been bored by a Shayna Baszler segment, like anything.
That's NXT.
And
I'm never bored of
that's-
anything in NXT.
Yeah, like you could say that
because it's
but-
once a week and they barely
It's an
and they
hour.
don't and
It's only an
they
hour.
film months in advance, so it's edited together, so they have like whole weeks off. I mean, I think everyone who hits the main roster, who has to go on those live tours, who has to go to every show, they get dragged out and they get burnt out real quick. I think once you get her on the main roster, you'll see the same problems hit her, that hit Becky, that hit Bayley, that hit Sasha.
But the thing about Baszler too that I like way more than Charlotte is I think her character has no inconsistency and they never have to turn her face.
Yeah.
They never have to do
You're right
anything
with
with her.
That
She
is correct.
She is a legit BA.
Yes.
She does what she wants.
Yes.
She doesn't have to go through those crappy heel turn or the crappy face turns where she's got to be like, "Oh, I love you fans and I love the kids and you know all that." She never has to do any of that.
Never.
She never has to take time off for surgery for for breast enhancement because Shayna doesn't need that because she's Shayna Baszler.
Look, you might have a point, but right now she's gonna have to climb up a hill to get to Charlotte.
Yeah.
She's climbing that hill. She's got rock gear climbing on. All right.
And Charlotte's gonna keep going too.
Yeah, it's not like Charlotte's retiring tomorrow.
Hey.
Andrade might convince her. You never know.
Oh God, please.
Whoa. I guess it's my turn.
Go for it.
Yeah.
It's real simple. The ruthless aggression era is the best era. Period. Point blank.
Yeah, that's not hot.
That's
Yeah.
not a hot take.
I,
That is-
here's the thing. This is just a generational thing. I feel
Didn't
like
I use that?
I don't think you did.
you see. It might have
We
been the
talked about
inverse.
it before that.
We've
talked
talked
about-
about this.
I
Yeah.
100% agree that.
If we were sitting in this room 5 years ago as college students saying it, we'd probably say the Attitude Era is the best because that's what we would have grown up with because we were 5 years older. But yeah, I agree with you.
That's the
Ruthless
first time we
aggression.
all agree on a hot take.
The only way I would disagree
I mean,
is if I say this
y'all were
era is better than the ruthless aggression. era.
I think when it's all said and done, if we look back at
This
this
era
era,
will
it'll
be-
be
Oh, that's
better.
what my hot take was. That this era was the greatest. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll probably say ruthless aggression era was better. Yeah, that they produced.
They're my top two easily. I can even put Ruthless
Just-
above this. Yeah, it don't matter for me.
It's after the Attitude Era, and it's still in the time where you can kind of do what you want. And it's that TV 14. You can still do what you want, and you had the wrestling to go with it.
That transitional
I mean,
phase.
if you guys
from
were Jim
Attitude
Mahal
to PG.
fans, we'd all agree on something.
That's crazy.
Why you had to say that under your breath, right?
Yeah, I mean, you heard it, so
I
it's
heard
not under
it.
my
I
breath.
don't-
We all agree that Jinder has saggy nipples.
Listen, I mean, he does.
There we go.
It's happened, but doesn't make him a bad wrestler. Alec, go ahead.
All right,
Okay.
I'll make this one quick. I probably should have said this one first,
we have
but
10 minutes, so.
I think. Oh, my hot take is I think Kenny Omega is the most overrated wrestler.
Oh, thank God you
100%
said
agree
that.
with that,
Thank you.
too.
110%.
Thank you.
I agree with
I
that
find his
too.
matches the most slow, pedantic things. I'd rather read one of my advanced TV textbooks than watch him wrestle.
No, my biggest problem with Omega is look, I love a good build. I don't love an hour and 20-minute build.
Yeah.
I don't need that much build.
Yeah.
Like I thought Walter Pete Dunne had a little too much build. I was
Yeah.
like, okay.
Yeah.
And that
let's
was
get
like
this
10 and that was like 10
started.
minutes of the match.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kenny Omega, 45 minutes of his matches
I salute
are
to him.
just like chops
Here's
and
my thing.
hits.
I
and
salute to him for his
suplexes.
endurance because he's gone through matches where he's had to.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal athlete. What he does is all good.
I've got some things to say about Kenny Omega
Look,
here.
until he gets to the WWE, which I don't know if he ever will.
Hope not.
that he's
It doesn't matter to me what he
Kenny
does.
Omega
I agree
is
with
my
that.
old
Same,
argument
yeah.
for AJ Styles. Until you do it on the biggest stage,
It don't matter.
You are not in my tier of greatest of all time. You can't be
Easily.
considered.
So
Like people who say the Young Bucks are the greatest. No.
Get out of here. I'll take the Usos
Yeah,
any day.
easily.
the Bucks are. Matt Jackson blocked me on Twitter because he vanity searched a review I did of a Bucks match, and I said the Bucks match was bad. So, and then he blocked me with. So anywho, Kenny Omega, right now in an alternate universe, Kenny Omega is the #1 contender at Universal Championship, fighting Seth and Money in the Bank.
Jesus.
But he didn't want to sign on the dotted line because he didn't want to take that risk. Every other big name in wrestling history has taken that risk, but Kenny Omega didn't want to take that risk. He was going to go in the safe spot where his boys could book him and he could do whatever the hell he wants.
So he can make himself champion.
Exactly.
Yep.
I hope they sign him and make him a jobber.
He's already signed, so the jobber thing is just the next step.
Kenny, I've seen the argument on Twitter that if Kenny was in WWE, he'd be Dolph Ziggler, and if Dolph Ziggler was in New Japan, he'd be Kenny Omega.
Ooh,
And
yeah.
Not wrong.
I
agree.
agree
Not
with
wrong. I
that.
agree.
He was in the right place at the right time, and to his credit, he's a great wrestler, great athlete. But to say that he's the total package with his weird promo style and his weird
Goodbye and good night.
yeah,
I didn't even know that because I don't watch him.
he's good. He caters to a certain niche that very much likes him, but he does not.
But
he's not.
I find it hysterical. Like, can I actually say the Dolph Ziggler thing? I'm thinking of something else. He's the Xavier Woods of his universe. All he does is he stands. He's only popular in Japan because what is his? I mean, I don't know if how big you guys are Final Fantasy fans, but his finisher is named after his favorite Final Fantasy character.
Yeah.
If he's in America where that's not insanely popular because it's a Japanese game, they're going, oh, yeah, my little brother plays that. It's the one with the emo looking kids, right?
Yeah.
And then that's it. But because he's in Japan, that's like me coming out. If I was in New Japan and I was like, man, I got to rest for Wrestle Kingdom. What outfit do I want to wear? Vegeta's Saiyan armor. Yeah, in the United States, when the New Day did it, they were like, people were like, oh, that's cool. Mm-hmm. And that's what I convinced Joe Greco. When he was anti-wrestling, I was like, oh, I use this. I was like, wrestling's for nerds. This is my evidence. Mm-hmm. And he was like, oh, okay. But in Japan, that would have made them the biggest stars in the world just because of where they are. I don't think he's any better than anyone else. In fact, he's probably worse than most of WWE.
Buddy Murphy's better.
So here's my.
I agree with
No,
that.
he's not even the best in Japan, but he's not better than Okada. He's not better than Tanahashi. He's not better than Ibushi.
A big thing about him is
Naito, whatever. Naito.
Yeah.
Kushida. You can argue he's not better than Kushida.
I'm so excited for Kushida.
I care about Kushida now. 'cause he's
I'm
in the company.
so excited about
Like
Kushida.
Dante said, he was in the right place at the right time. Shinsuke left, AJ left. There was a power vacuum that needed to be filled.
Exactly,
And Kenny
and he
Omega
took advantage
was
of it.
there.
Just like what I was gonna say, he takes advantage of the influences I would say of Japan wrestling and using their video games and their pop culture.
And a lot of his success has to be attributed to Meltzer putting this idea in people's minds that this is what great wrestling
Meltzer's
is.
been on his knees for Japan for a long time. So that's
he's in
Japan. It already starts at a 3-star rating.
Exactly.
No, 3-star. It starts at a 3.75. Come on.
Yeah.
I hate stupid point.
I'm glad you brought that up because we don't usually talk about non-WWE wrestling here, but when we do, we poop on it. And
I just every time I hear someone say that Kenny Omega is better than AJ or better than Seth or better than Finn or better than whoever, I want to cry.
Yeah.
Because it hurts me on the inside.
When Prince Devitt, because Finn Balor didn't exist in New Japan.
No, we did not.
When Prince Devitt was over there, he wasn't better than him either, and he fought him multiple times.
Yep.
And
and
who got the big push when the Bullet Club started? Not Omega, because Omega didn't start it.
Yeah.
And he had to join it to get relevant.
Devitt fought in the G1 as a junior heavyweight against heavyweight guys. He had a heavyweight
Was he the
title
first
match.
one to do that? I'm not.
He was one of
the first.
Yeah, it was one of the first times in a long time too that they had the junior heavyweight guy fight.
And he got a long way.
heavyweight.
Was that 2013?
Yeah.
Or 2012? Yeah, 2013. He had a long way.
Yeah. So, Stephen Clark, finish this out. We got 3 minutes for you.
All right, perfect. All right. So, going to some NXT now. The greatest signing in NXT history, based off what they do in the ring, what they accomplish in their career, what they do in the ring, what they do on the mic. That should be a hint on the mic. Kevin Owens.
Doing the most out of... I think he exceeded people's expectations because he got signed at a time that nobody thought he would... Someone like him was going to... Yeah.
Him doing what he did.
Yeah.
I think he's the greatest signing.
I'll agree with that. I think he's the best signing.
Yeah.
And for one reason only, he made guys like Sami Zayn and Finn Balor who they are right now.
Yeah.
We wouldn't care about Sami Zayn and Finn Balor the same way. And I love Finn Balor more than anything in the world. He's my favorite wrestler in the entire world. And I'll admit that Kevin Owens in that TakeOver or Beast in the East match and then the TakeOver Brooklyn match.
The ladder match.
Ladder match made his career in NXT and made everything that came afterwards important. So I will tip my hat to Kevin Owens on that one.
Are we talking strictly NXT or are we talking main
Or what they did
roster?
forever?
Both.
All right. He's two. I would say Balor.
Okay,
just
that's fine.
because of what Balor did in Japan and how he bought some other people from the club over. That's...
Yeah, but I'm not really talking about Japan. I'm talking about...
I'm just saying how he bought...
Okay.
He influenced the...
I got you.
influenced the-
And he brought
them
Gallows
over.
And Anderson. You can say Shinsuke in a way,
Shinsuke, AJ.
Yeah, okay.
Kushida's coming over. So, more people from Japan started... Hideo came... Well, Hideo was already there before him. But some people were coming over because of him. So that's just...
Okay, that's fine.
And what he did in NXT and WWE.
Yeah, Finn's arguable. I agree with that.
But
I agree with that.
Kevin Owens is understandable as well.
Yeah.
I'm having a tough time here because I don't like to be negative. But like Owens isn't particularly great on the main roster, in my opinion. He's had good moments, but
I'd say 90% of his feuds were fantastic. The only ones that weren't good were Braun and AJ.
Braun was bad.
Yeah.
AJ was bad.
And
there was also sometimes that I forget about Kevin Owens sometimes.
Well, he's been injured for the last. That's why. Yeah.
But like there was a time when he came up, but also at the same time WWE's messed up a lot of call-ups.
I know.
So that's why I'm thinking. I'm like, Owens might be the best because
they've messed up a lot.
There were guys who should have been better and weren't. Shinsuke probably should have been better. Wasn't.
You can even argue Finn should have been better too.
Finn should have been better.
He did get hurt when he got his major
that
push.
was the biggest thing with Finn was
so it kind of wasn't his fault.
But Finn was a top 5 pick. We talked about that last week.
Yeah. He was picked before Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have fingers crossed. I hope that there's a lot of guys right now that come out better than Owens.
I know. I hope so too.
I'm thinking a lot of guys right now that have a complete package. Adam Cole, I would take right now over Dream. Matt Riddle.
But we have to see how they
There's
do.
a lot of guys. I also want to see how they package Aleister Black right now, how they package Ricochet. But right now, very tentatively, I agree. Cool. But it is because WWE has
messed up a lot.
Messed up a lot of call-ups.
So that was interesting. I think that that's a good analysis. I think, again, like people weren't expecting Owens to do anything because someone looking like him coming from the Indies wasn't really getting those opportunities, and he really made the most. There was a point, it wasn't until like 2017 where the days that Owens spent not as champion were more than the days he spent as champion since he was signed. Like he always had a title on him.
NXT, US, IC,
and then the Universal.
The best. Oh, that could be another hot take. Best Universal champion of all time.
There's only been
there's not many.
That's not even a hot take.
We're not going to count Brock Lesnar because
I would have said Goldberg, but that's
Goldberg's the best champion. You think?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Well, that's all the time we have for. Now I'm not even gonna say this week for this episode because we're on for Sportsathon Saturday from 3 to 4 p.m. You could tune in from 9 o'clock in the morning all the way to midnight. You're going to hear some live sports coverage, both William Patterson and professional sports. And No Rest Holds has our little hour. We're going to be talking a little. We're going to book SummerSlam. So that's going to be fun. Alec, thank you so much for coming about. We're glad you had you here.
Thank you for having me. It's been good to be out here.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me as well.